Oh man. Oh. Yo. Just trying to wake up. Something about eating pizza for breakfast is not the greatest idea.
Sorry, I was just. Finn makes fun of my collection, but I think it's stay safe.
Alright, let's do a generic run real quick. Kill some time.
Invader! Estelle! Infection!
Trying to think right now. It's so cringe trying to plan how to play the druid without the druid being out. But I'm just thinking, what if the druid sucks? If the druid sucks, we're gonna be leveling druid with fucking Essence Drain Contagion. I would really like to not level with Essence Drain Contagion for like the third league start in a row. I think it's, yeah, it's that.
Something foul stirs.
Man, I'm gonna miss the Abyss. It's so good for money while leveling. Not having it's gonna be kind of weird. What would make Druid good? I mean, there's really nothing. Just don't make it bad. He just needs to come with just okay spells, honestly. The problem is when was it last league when they released the Huntress? When they released the, I know you don't play Johnny, but when they released the Huntress, she kind of sucked. Her skills aren't that good, especially while leveling. Her ascendancy was good, but her skills were pretty mid. And so I'm assuming the druid's gonna come out strong. Hopefully, I think it's the big class everybody's been waiting for. Yeah, I knew I was gonna die. You should definitely just relog there. I didn't want to do it though. Honestly, I think you skip her. You skip her and then you come back after the what's it called? Hello? Loading screen? Oh, I have to rerun it, don't I? That's cringe. I think you skip her. Skip her, and then you do Rust King first. Rust King's pretty easy. I actually think Rust King, unironically, is easier than fighting this boss. I don't know how many times I've made various practice runs with melee, ranged, all that. Literally, the Rust King is easier to kill than she is. Should be somewhere on the left side. North side. Damn, I don't know how many times I've seen Red Veil on the north side. Weird. Wait, what? The realm's going down in 30 minutes? What the fuck? The hell am I supposed to do?
Abundance.
Oh my god, I was just gonna play the game until then. What are we doing?
I can create better.
Wait, but like, actually though, why wouldn't you take the game down during the announcement? Why wouldn't you, like, what? Just sit here and fucking read Reddit for an hour?
Death grants power.
This is a good spot to do it. I like to do this trick where you respawn on this because you need to hit level 6, so getting to like level 5.5 is a good trick to do this, just to make it easy. What the fuck? Wait, I'm actually confused there. I actually don't know why I died there. I literally have been doing this on... That doesn't even make sense. No, hold on. You should be able to dodge roll these arrows, like permanently. Like I should be able to just stand here and just dodge them. I had to do this on my 0 to hero hardcore character. Like you literally just do this. Yeah, and you never get hit. How the fuck did I die? That doesn't even make sense. Brother.
Impudent undead.
Skip the rare, it's not worth killing. Man, I want to do the Abyss, but it's not going to be in the game. I think it's right by the Abyss. Removing Abyss from the game? No, they're not removing Abyss from the game. It's just gonna do, it's a typical PoE thing. They're gonna add it to the core of the game, but it's not gonna be in every zone. Which sucks because Abyss is so good for just farming for like quick money. But, I mean, I imagine you're not gonna be able to do Abyss reliably until probably till maps, honestly. I'm at level 4. Respawn before the last one dies. And you get to 5 and 5 and something. Honestly, you could just stay here in level 6. Makes it pretty easy. Nah.
That voice. He sounds like fun.
Skeleton Archer is pretty good, level 2.
I can create better.
The darkness subsides What?
I actually don't know. See, one thing I'm wondering is, I don't know where the druid's gonna start. I was thinking about this morning, and I figure he's probably gonna start here. If he starts here though, I'm gonna be honest, I would probably just level him as like a generic melee character and go for the melee stuff. I actually think it's just gonna be faster. Because spells kind of suck. And unless he comes with really OP spells, like, what are you even gonna do? Because like if you go down here to melee, like one of the best attack speed wheels is right here. And you can just path out through there. And he goes, boom, there you go. And you're in the warrior zone. Armor, strength, block, armor, double armor. Like, I'm almost tempted to just go down here. Because like, if you're bear form, werewolf form, all that stuff, you're melee. I'm imagining they're just going to be, you know, fizz. If you go spellcasting, then you have to go up here. But up here kind of sucks for leveling, honestly. Well, for hardcore, it kind of sucks. Because all you have is energy shield. And then just generic spell bullshit. It's not the safest. Yeah, it's literally just ES, that's it. You just go up here, you get your ES nodes, and that's it. That's all you have for defenses up here. I don't know. Maybe I'm going bear werewolf and just go down here. And then switch later.
Putrefy. My knowledge grows deeper.
Five and a bit.
Very loud and very dull.
Yes, I've collected these over time. What do you think? Oh, I like this one.
Not plus one chaos is kind of ass. These are all pretty terrible. I probably wouldn't even buy any of these, to be honest.
I will try to stay safe.
Here I would have. Here's what I've got.
Tree must bend
Life
to
regen
my
is actually
will
pretty good.
now.
Sure.
You'll survive well. If you find a find out there, do bring it back.
And then respawn to checkpoint and then go back to the entrance. And then I need level 6 so I can wear Essence Drain. Where's the Tangle?
The root.
And the tree's gonna be the opposite direction. If it's not there, then it's down here. Oh. What the hell? What kind of fucking layout is this? What the hell? Damn. Yeah, I have no idea where it is. I guess it's right underneath it. If it's not underneath it, then I guess it's bottom right. That's weird. Nope, it is right here. What the fuck?
Well, well. Who is this that adorns the Tree of Souls?
The grim.
Dagrim Tangle.
If the face.
I actually don't know. Do druids get to summon stuff, or do they just? I don't know how druids work in typical like ARPGs.
You should have served.
Because in my mind, the druid doesn't summon stuff, but I don't know if that's true or not. Like, I don't know, can't a druid summon some like wisp shit? Maybe a tree? I don't know. I hate this zone. The druid's there. Usually you can go around. Hey man, you got Twitch. I do, but I'm not going to be streaming on Twitch right now. Fuck, I think I have to fight it, otherwise it's going to take too long to go around. I think I'd have to go all the way up around there, otherwise I could just do this.
Infection.
Yeah, I don't have Essence Strain set up. Definitely supposed to have Essence Strain if you're going to fight this guy. I'm not sure. I would have liked to have walked around this, but I don't know if you can walk around him in this layout. Usually there's always two options to get around him, but I'm not sure if it exists right now. Still 10 times faster than killing this thing with the race shield only.
At least he died in a place he loved. Or some such nonsense.
What? No way. Is he fucking really left? Jesus Christ. That's the one thing I don't like about PoE 2 is the layouts are so inconsistent. Whereas in PoE 1, it's just everything's where it's always at. You just gotta figure out the puzzle to get there. In PoE 2, it feels like it's just fucking random sometimes. God damn it. Didn't even have to fight him. Could have just skipped him. Motherfucker. Damn, the abyss hits hard. What the fuck? Guaranteed ring. $22 life. These fucking pink spikes are killing me right now. And chain, as a string, contagion, chain. I feel like I'm forgetting something. No, I don't think so.
Dreadful.
Why is this so quiet? Oh, that's why.
Hiding.
I was like, why the fuck isn't the music playing?
Death and decay.
And this, in a true run, you definitely go down to payout. Regal orb. Huh. Alright, and this is the point where normally I think planning a campaign leveling guide. I've already done this like 20 times in the last 2 weeks, but putting together a semblance of something that makes sense
If you find a find out there,
is a little different
Yes?
than just playing the game. So I'm trying to think of what point would I recommend people do stuff. Yeah,
Hope it helps.
+1. And then you're looking for anything useful. There's nothing. Yeah, I need a wand. There's nothing though.
Depraved witch, you are not long for this world. Cut down. These spirits are mine. Rend your soul. Succumb to the Empire. I will end your meaningless life.
Damn, yo. PoE2 music kind of slaps. Yeah, the first time playing this game, I thought this boss was so fucking hard. And then you realize he only has 2 attacks. It becomes a lot easier.
Give You're in. Putrefy.
I don't think they can spawn next to each other, which means it should be somewhere over here. It's either, oh no, it's probably bottom right. Shit, I didn't see that. God damn it. Oh, for once I'm right. It wasn't bottom right. This one has the guaranteed mob, but I can't remember what he drops. It's either a support gem or a real gem.
I can create better.
I think it's a real gem. I'm stuck inside of him.
None can
Oh,
oppose.
that works. We 2 dex and then strength. I think that's what it is. It's either 2 dex strength or 2 dex int. I don't remember. Oh great. It's that fucking mob. Stay away from me, fucker. Ow.
Drain.
Brother. Kind of crazy they put shit like this at like level 7. I just really wonder what GGG thinks sometimes. It's like, yeah, let's make these kind of mobs spawn for people. For the brand new little Jimmy playing PoE2 for the first time, let's let him run into an abyss mob that is unbelievably powerful. I just never understand it. It takes me back PoE 1 fucking what is it? Nemesis League. You can get to the ledge, you run into a fizz or a haste or a beetle that's faster than you and kill you. It's like, what are we doing? Take the checkpoint. I want to kill the side mob though. Making the game exciting and intense. I'd argue that at level 10 running into a mob that hits harder than the boss you're about to fight does not make sense. It is not exciting, that is not intense, that is dumb. That's coming from me, the idiot who tries to play the game with fucking thorns only from level 1. Like, doing the dumbest shit in Elden Ring. Even I'm saying, like, come on, like, what are we doing here? It is a support gem. Oh shit. That's big. I didn't know it was a support gem. Oh, I guess I could have just took the checkpoint.
Show me your power, dear sister.
Wither away.
To me, Draven.
As long as you wait 1 second before she shoots that out, I think you'll always dodge it. I think it's like impossible to get hit by it.
You are mine forever. No.
I hate to put down a sister witch, but you had it coming.
Sorry, Finn makes fun of my collection, but I think it's charming.
She's talking about how people make fun of her collection. What the hell? I'll never make fun of your collection, Una. I'll just take it from you. There's a difference.
I will treasure it.
Skeletal sniper. Bro, what am I gonna do for an hour? Alright. I was planning on just playing for another hour, but alright, I just fucking just do they at least have the they don't even have the announcement, like, page up yet. Shit. What level are you in WoW? I think I hit level 18 and I stopped. 18, 19. Bro, my neighbor's dog is barking. What the fuck is this shit? Alright, I guess we'll just wait for this. The problem is... Alright, well I was gonna wait for after I was gonna wait for after the announcement to start doing this shit, but whatever. I guess I'll just get started on it now. My worry about the druid is I feel like if they don't nerf energy shield, we're all just gonna be playing energy shield, because unless you're going evasion, ES is the best. I'm assuming the druid's gonna start here. If you start here, like I don't think it's gonna start witch. I think that's too far. Like this isn't werewolf, this isn't bear. So I feel like it's gonna start. I feel like it makes most sense to start Sork. So I feel like it has to start here. Or not Sork. Wait, what is this? Wait. This is Sork, right? That isn't Sork. Wait, what? What the fuck starts here? Huh? Am I taking crazy pills? But does nothing start here yet? Okay, well, I'm pretty sure this is where the druid's gonna start, regardless. You bet it'll be the bottom, strength, agility? No, I don't think it's gonna be agility. Druid's gonna be spellcasting. Spellcasting stuff's all up here. And then bear and werewolf and werewolf and all that shit. Where was it? Where it's werewolf, werewolf, bear, and then okay. I seen the teaser. I'm not gonna say what the teaser is because it's spoilers. But I am inclined to believe there is no agility. It's gonna be strengthened, and I think strengthened. You're gonna start here. I'm just a little worried because if Energy Shield is the best in the game, because it's always been the best in the game, then you're gonna have no choice but to start. Like, I mean, look, hardcore. Effective HP is not like the greatest. This is PoE 1. It's not the greatest metric. But at the end of the day, it's going to just be ES. It's going to be ES and block. Like, all of these guys are going ES block. This is evasion. And we can't go evasion. I'm worried that if we're druid, I would love to go evasion. I think evasion is the strongest with the ES, and going evasion ES is cool. But if you're stuck here, you can't really do it. Which means you're going to end up just going pure ES. Or you go armor. Omega Law. Hey man, thank you for your work. Yeah. Hey man, I'm just playing the game. Showing off what I'm playing. That's it. I ain't doing nothing. I'm assuming this is just pure ES. Oh, he's got a little bit of evasion. There's that node. Oh yeah. This node's OP. Like actually overpowered. You can wear an evasion ES chest and get evasion. No, you can get energy shield off the evasion. It's like the helmet node in PoE 1. It's pretty good. So yeah, the evasion ES. This guy went 5k HP. Oh, well, that's cheating. Double armor. That's just work rise. This is just damage. Double. Oh, it's not even double damage. Or double armor. It's only 80%. Block. I want to go block if I'm playing a druid. Like if I'm in this area, I kind of feel like block just makes the most sense. But ES is so easy to just scale. Monk? What was Monk doing? Alright, 56 minutes. Pretty good. Oh, that's loud. Evasion ES. Yeah, ES and evasion ES was the meta, man. That kind of leaves Druid in a really tough spot if they start on the left side. I just don't see Druid starting here. Jeez. What is... Why is it popping? Oh, there we go. Yeah. I think it's just going to be pure ES or evasion ES if you're going to go druid. I want to do armor ES, but the problem with armor is... Oh, it's PoE 1. Dude. Oh, this is Fextra Life. You fucking bitch. Dude, I fucking hate Fextra Life. That dude's such a rat. Oh my god. Why does he... What? This is PoE 1. No, this is PoE 2. But it doesn't say PoE 1, it just says PoE Wiki. What are we doing? Alright. The problem with armor... is that you need... Is this old? I feel like this isn't updated. But 50,000 armor is what you need in the end game. That's not like possible. I've tried to do the numbers, it doesn't work. 20k is feasible. But can you do like 20,000 with energy shield? I would like to do like armor ES block if I could. And then evasion. What? It doesn't have it. It used to have it. It used to say like 20k. They remove it? This is the problem with wikis, man. They update it, they take it away. Like, what are we doing here? Well, I'd like to do armor ES just because I think it sounds fun. I've always wanted to do armor ES. I don't think it's terrible in the game right now. I think you could still hit like 8k ES, 20,000 armor, and then maybe go block. But if I was doing that, wouldn't I? That would just probably be like spellcasting. If I was gonna go bear, I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming bear's gonna be like Fizz. He's gonna be melee. Might have ancestral call bullshit worked into. Break armor. And then you've got the armor applies to elemental damage. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Evasion ES, pure ES. I think they're all going to be the same. He's probably going to have the helmet. Yep, he has the helmet. Armor, armor elemental, armor elemental. Does this overflow? It doesn't look like it. 100% should just be 100%, right? So you just get 100% and there you go. 100% of your armor applies to elemental. Huh. How much armor does he have? 50k. Wow, he actually got to 50k. Look how consolidated this tree is, though. It's all just like in this area. He got everything though. Man, this is really good. He got the momentum node. He was still able to squeeze it in. Iron reflexes. I mean, this shield is insane though. Like, holy. That's crazy. Pure armor, percent life. And this is probably gonna have some armor on it. Yeah, it has armor on it. That makes sense. Whoa, rage on hit? Dude, this guy was juiced. What the fuck? Holy. How much block does he have too? 37? Yeah, makes sense. You can't get it capped. So this is kind of what I was thinking for bear. If I was just gonna go pure armor-ish. Not obviously, like I probably wouldn't even go all the way over here. But then like bear werewolf, mostly melee. I don't know how it's gonna work though. Like if you're in bear form, can you still block? Like how's that gonna work? AoE scaling. This is pretty cool. Oh, see, this is the problem. This is what I'm talking about. This is so frustrating. Guy playing like Titan goes energy shield because it scales better. Literally, he's just taking it for the ascendancy and he leaves. And it's like, this is kind of what I feel like with Druid. It's kind of be like, yo, we're starting Druid, we're going out the path, and we're going straight to evasion energy shield. What about in softcore? Okay. What do you even do to get a 400,000 effective HP? How much evasion does he have? 30,000. 13k ES. That's weird. I'm assuming Ember Fusillade not League Start viable. I don't know. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I've kind of forgotten, but I wouldn't say it's not League Start viable. I'm trying to think. No, I mean I made it work. No, I made it work with like garbage. I think I could make it work with on a budget. Like, I don't know through the campaign, because it's not even, it's just skill points. You just need to reduce duration stuff. I'm like unlocking memories right now. You just need to go, you need the reduce duration wheel here, but then you end up having to go also down here. You'd probably need to take the reduced duration stuff here too. And this makes it playable. But then at this point you end up going for the blood magic route, which isn't the same version I ran. But yeah, off the top of my head, 100% I think I can make it work on a budget. Might even play fucking Druid Ember Fusillade to level with, if it's not terrible. But I imagine they're gonna nerf stuff, if I'm being honest. PoE 2, it feels like they nerf stuff, so. What about the Ant Spectres? Still good, or lost Haste Aura hurts the quality of life too much? No, I played it without the Haste Aura. I think the latest version I made with the Mandibles, I even talked about losing the Haste Aura. I'm gonna do a practice run. I'll probably do a League Start video for minions. Like a proper League Start video for minions. And I'll just throw it out there, because I know not everyone's gonna want to play Druid. So I'll throw that out there, because I already got all the knowledge in my head, but I'm assuming that the ants are going to be nerfed. I'm assuming the mandibles will be nerfed, and I'll just make a skeleton version. The skeleton version's good. Completed the game, was tanky, felt good. If mandibles aren't nerfed, then yeah, they're gonna be insane. They'd be like one of the best league starters in the entire game. Not even a question. Oh, that's what it is. That's why his effective. I was wondering why his effective was so weird. How does a Huntress get effective HP? Is it just the evasion stuff? 4K, 45. Wow. Is that with? Oh, I don't even know where it is. Wait, how does the Huntress get this tanky? Afraid about the ants. For the druid, you feel like they're gonna make it rely on combo gaming. Look, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. After Huntress, I'm not gonna have my. I'm already making plan Bs in my head, right? I'm like, yo, if I'm starting druid, let's say some of the druid stuff just doesn't feel good. I'm like, all right, I'm leveling either Essence Drain. I'm gonna pull out some fucking minions. I'm gonna pull out a mace. You know, like for whatever reason, we already know skills that are good. So I've got a backup plan. I'm not gonna just sit here and force myself. What the fuck? Bruh? But yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and force myself like everyone did with Huntress, where they're trying to make it work through leveling, and they were like, yo, this shit kind of butt cheeks. Let's just wait till level 50 plus. So with Druid, I'm gonna try it. I want to play it on hardcore. If it feels good, cool. If it doesn't, you know, backup plan. Minions, Chaos, Essence Drain, fucking Ember Fusillade, the Ant Specters, like. You gotta go for a plan B. I'm not understanding how this guy is so tanky though. He's just evasion stacking. Why is his effective so high though? What does he have here that makes it so good? Double evasion. It's damage. Crit. Yeah, I don't understand why the game... See, that's what I mean about effective HP. Because effective HP he has, you know, really high, but these numbers aren't that good. Is it just evasion? Oh, wow. Reduce crit bonus. Damage taken from mana before okay. Yeah, that's the... That makes more sense now. Let's see. In hardcore, how do you get the most energy? What the fuck? You can get 34k? What are we doing? How you do that? I didn't know you could do that. Your thoughts on constricting command? They're gonna further nerf drop rates or item itself? Dude, I'm terrible with names. Is this the... Oh, surrounded... Yeah, look, I don't know. I feel like this thing should be a Mage Blood in my mind. It's basically a Mage Blood. I would expect it to be the drop rate of a Mage Blood. So, like, I don't know. Either they nerf it or they make it rare. That's my just throwing it out there. I mean, the Barria's Anguish, you know, this item right here, this was the RF thing. And I played it. I played it for like 2 days. I was making an RF version of it. It was really fun. And then they just nerfed it. They were just like, nope. And so it pretty much just died. And I didn't even think this was that strong. So I think with PoE 2, they're definitely nerf heavy. So anything that's really, really strong, I expect to just get nerfed, if I'm being honest. Like, that's why I'm like, that the Spectre, the Ant, the Frozen Mandibles, I feel like they're dead. Like, they're already gone from my mind. Mind over matter. Is there any conversion going on here? No. ES. Like, I know he's using Ember Fusillade, so he's, you know, cheesing the game. That's kind of the thing too. I feel like Ember Fusillade is dead, by the way. Like, as much as I don't want it to be, in my mind, this thing's dead. Because it was the standout build of the league. So unfortunately, I feel like it's probably dead too, but we'll see. ES, the evasion ES nodes. Yeah. So he stacked a ton of energy shield and he squeezed out 5k ES. He just took all the energy shield nodes. I don't know how much damage he did. Because he didn't even use the super OP stuff. I feel like this guy was doing no damage. But still, that's crazy. You can get 30,000 ES. I didn't even know you could. Is that counting discipline? No. Raging Spirits, Skeletal Cleric, Tame Beast. Well, I don't know what this guy was doing. Is this the RF build? I don't know. How much energy shield? 340, 500 plus 2. Oh, I think this is the RF. What's it called? Elephant. I think it's the RF elephant. I think this is the RF elephant build. 500, 1,000, 300, 300. 57%, that's where it is. I was like, there's no way. So that's in a 2k there. Damn, I'm actually so surprised that you can get this much energy shield. I mean, he just went for every energy shield node on the tree, but still. Damn. It's crazy. But I feel like it's a bit unrealistic. And then Lich. Everybody just went Lich in hardcore. Whoa. 22k ES Titan. What the hell? What are we doing? Yeah, that's what I mean. How they don't think your way of thinking. The helmet was the only way to make the mercenary work. Like, I'm just being honest. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. I've watched GGG. I've watched Jonathan balance the game for 12 years now, and typically they leave some things that are strong alone, and sometimes they just absolutely brutalize stuff. In the last year and a half, I have noticed they have been heavily brutalizing things. My Hexblast build, gone, right? I could go down a list of builds that Splitting Steel, deleted. You know, like, they have been way more, okay, we're not just going to nerf it, we're going to kill it. So I'm worried about the Ember Fusillade. I think that might be mostly dead. I think that helmet, I think it's going to be more rare. I don't think they'll nerf it. I feel like they're going to just make it more rare. I wonder if they're going to do anything about Energy Shield. Because look at all this. Every build that's got good effective HP and stuff like that, it's just ES stacking. This guy went 10k life, 16k armor. In order to get this much life, he had to go only with 16k armor. And he had to wear a Combs Heart, which sacrifices spirit. Does he even have max block? He has 26% block. So to get this much HP, he pretty much had to give up everything. He sacrificed everything, and what did he gain? Inventory slots. Dude, HP sucks. It's so bad right now. What is this? Oh, Wrathpith. I wonder if I don't know if they're gonna nerf Wrathpith. I guess that's the question. Do they nerf Ember Fusillade or do they nerf Wrathpith? Because I would argue Wrathpith was more important for the the end game scaling. Which did I Invoker? What were Invokers doing? See, I'm so out of it in terms of PoE2. I only ended up doing like casting builds and I started practicing melee. I didn't even get around to Monk. I haven't done a Monk build since the game came out. I don't even know how this stuff works. Falling Thunder and stuff. I literally don't know how this shit works. Oh, this is just a bow build, right? Yeah. Ice Strike. How's this work? Staff. Headhunter. Oh my god. Supports attack skills, granting them attack speed at the cost of damage or damage at the cost of attack speed, depending on weapon set. Brother. The hell? Expend a combo. On expending combo with supported skills, you have a chance to gain power charges. Huh. So he's getting charges? This shit's over my head. We got half an hour, 32 minutes. Whenever I'm bored, I always just open the Reddit and see what's going on. Thoughts on homogenizing Omen alternatives? That's just crafting conversation. Why later unlocked skills are not viable as main clear skills in endgame? Huh. It's not a bad point. At endgame, skills that become your main endgame skill always seem to be something that's unlocked by gem level 5, the third row of the cutting gem skill page. I haven't played every weapon, but skills that have taken over: Arc, Spark, Lightning Arrow, Lightning Strike, Tempest Flurry, Ice Strike, Frostbolt, Fireball. Later skills generally used as applying debuff, single target. I was excited to unlock him, disappointed when I upgrade him, and then you just move on. It's not a bad take, honestly. Bingo card. Bow or lightning arrow, lightning rod nerf. Wyvern form. I definitely didn't read the PoE2 Reddit already. Tower or tablet buff. They already did that at the end of last league. Like, they actually buffed the tablets. Item rarity fix or buff. I feel like item rarity should just be out of the game. Like, I feel like it doesn't even have a place right now. It's just a stat that you throw on anything and then you just get more loot. It's kind of overpowered. It makes it feel so dog shit if you're playing a weak build and you don't have room for rarity. It's like, alright, well, I guess I can't put 70 rarity on. I'll just make less money, I guess. Go fuck myself. Aziri Pinnacle boss. I feel like that's guaranteed. Hidden Ascendancy. What? Vol skills? I don't know. Vol skills in PoE2? Vol skills aren't even they're not even good in PoE 1. We don't even use them. Incursion or Vol side areas. They'll probably rework it. Deli fog fix, maybe. Roa gets chopped. Probably. They nerfed it last league, but I think it probably needs to be nerfed again. Nova projectile nerf, probably. Concoction rework again. New Ascent, that's guaranteed. Spell buff? Maybe. More lineage supports, probably. Tattoos. Tattoos. Honestly, tattoos are really good in PoE 1. I wouldn't hate them being in PoE 2. But I don't know how it would work. Chase unique buffs. We already have a chase unique. The helmet. The helmet, Headhunter is already pretty much a chase unique. For some builds, Astramentus even is. I've got a couple. Life stack nerf? Bro, life stack's not even that strong. It's just Wrathpith hard carrying. Combo nerf. I don't even know what that means. More passive tree nodes than expected. Maybe. Wolf meme. Atlas rework is mid. I don't even know what that means. Claw or swords? Claw or swords for druid? I don't think so. And then abyss crafting nerfed. I don't know. It's kind of a sussy bingo card. Brother, people have been so mad about Delirium Fog. I get it, but I guess I've just played the game for so long that I just accepted the fact that everything should be gray. People have been so mad about the Delirium Fog for like a month now. Do you think they would add Righteous Fire in PoE 2? How would they change it? Oh boy. People are conversating about this. Press the buttons to combo, then press RF to burn around you for a few seconds. Repeat. Dude, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Oh my god. I mean, that's fucked up. Oh, it's fucked up because it's probably true. Oh, okay. Make it a spirit gem. While the buff is active, you take X amount of fire dot damage. Enemies in your presence have fire exposure. If enemies are unconscious underground, they take more fire dot. I could see it being a spirit buff. They hate RF. They nerf it every league, even though it already kind of sucks. It just has a good play rate because Pox writes probably the most definitive new player guide in existence. That's true. It's comfort, it's low effort, and it blasts. If they added it to PoE 2, it's going to be something like Incinerate. You can't just cast it. You need to build up. You need to build up RF stacks. Kneeling, facing north every 22.5 seconds. If you ever exhale a breath on an odd second rather than an even second, you lose all Righteous Fire stacks. You get the bad boy debuff for 20 seconds. Prevents you from gaining righteous stacks. What the fuck? Alright, that's pretty funny. If they ever add RF, it won't do damage to monsters unless the moon is closer to the earth, since recently, while it's daytime at the North Pole, for 2 out of 5 bears are awake. Oh my god. I can't tell if this is an AI sentence or someone just had a stroke. Fucking hell. They already said PoE 2 has Righteous Fire. It will be different from what it is in PoE 1. Alright, I think we're out of the jokes. Now everybody's just talking about it. I mean, I would love Righteous Fire in PoE 2. I'd probably play it a lot. It's one of my favorite builds, but it does kind of suck in PoE 1. We got 25 minutes. Oh man. What does PoE 2 do that's better or worse than PoE 1? I think the campaign's better. That's controversial, but I enjoy doing the campaign in PoE 2. I think PoE 1 campaign Fucking butt cheeks from butt. Spectre skill gem functionality. What the fuck? Brother. Sound design doesn't get enough recognition. It's some of the best I've ever heard for combat. Oomph. I agree with what everyone else is saying too. Yeah, music's pretty good. WASD. I can't comment. I don't play WASD. I should probably try it though. Melee attacks play better with mouse clicking. Yeah. Abyss is better in PoE2. Yeah, that's true. WSD, grab, yeah, no shit. Endgame in PoE1, crafting PoE1. The problem is endgame in PoE1 right now is so frustrating. It is true that, yes, of course, the PoE1's endgame is better, but god, I'm so tired of T17 maps. PoE2 is easier to get into as a new player, bridge to PoE1. Yeah, that's true. Monsters feel more real is a huge thing. When I played PoE2, the mobs feel physical with crunchy and visceral feel, a very grounded and heavy sound design. This feels like a fucking, like somebody reviewing a restaurant. Every mob is distinct physically and mechanically, with actual AI. PoE1, they feel like an arcade, only thing that's real. Mobs feel floaty, share the same skeletons. I mean, yeah, that's true. PoE2, monster is better. Oh my god, that's too long. I ain't reading that. PoE2 has no endgame compared to PoE1. Yeah, that sums it up. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Gem system. Meh. All right. We're getting to that point. About 20 minutes. God, I hope they just give me some end game. I honestly feel like PoE2 is in such a good spot right now. I think it's a lot better than what it used to be, but the end game is definitely a little boring. So, a slightly better end game. I want to say slightly. A much better end game. Give me a much better end game. Make the druid not feel like crap for leveling. And honestly, I think that's like already a 9 out of 10 league. Or get rid of tablets. I don't know. Tablets suck, man. I don't like tablets. Oh my god. And I think that's pretty much it. There was a teaser post, but I think they deleted it because China released the teasers a little bit early, so I kind of seen what is kind of coming. I didn't mean to. I just opened the Reddit. I looked and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And I clicked on it. Oh, it's this one. Well, this is spoilers. It's gonna happen in 20 minutes. I just will ignore it. Yeah, all right. 20 minutes. I guess I'll take a break for 10 minutes. I'm gonna go talk to family for a second, and then I'll come back and god damn it, I hope the druid's good. Okay. The last big league. What are you doing, Johnny? What are you playing right now? Old school RuneScape or WoW? Yeah, man, I had bad sleep. I tried to get good sleep. I had bad sleep though. Kind of sucks. Playing both, bro. That's stupid. If you're gonna level, I'm assuming Druid's going here, right? So I'm assuming my starting path is gonna be probably armor or the damage. And you always go damage. What am I talking about? AoE damage, AoE. That's pretty good. 10% damage, 5 strength. That's pretty good. It's not bad. 5% damage taken recruit, 20% increase. That's not that good. AoE. This could be good for bear form, werewolf form. I'm assuming like big AoE. This could be fun. Just go through here, path through here, just get the AoE real quick, and then go from there. Or if you're going spellcaster, just go through the spell damage. Oh, let's see. My problem with this is I'm assuming this is where Druid's gonna start. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it starts fucking down here. Maybe it starts over here. If it starts over here, then I'm fucking. If Druid starts over here, I'm actually just gonna like hang myself because I'm so wrong. I just don't understand how Druid could start here. I just feel like nothing here says Druid to me. Like evasion, I just don't think druid when I think evasion. I just feel like it doesn't make sense. So I'm assuming he's starting here. But if he starts here, it's so ugly to get out of this wheel. Because you're going to want to get to like the spellcasting stuff, right? You want to go like up here to get the energy shield. You want to get spell damage. Mana regen. You know, you want to get up into this zone. But getting there is so bad. You have to take this wheel. This is dog shit. And then your starting is like pretty mid. It's just mid. I feel like this node should not have... This node should have like 12% ES or something like that. Like 10% armor, 12% ES. Because I feel like this node's not that good. Just drop the mana regen and put like percent ES. Man, how do you get out of here? Let me go... Spell damage. Yeah, it's okay. Melee. These aren't terrible. They're not good. And then you end up here. And then you can take this path, I guess. It's pretty bad though. Like, what are we doing? Like, look how ugly this is. What if I'm wrong? What if Druid just starts where Witch starts? That'd be a fucking twist. Alright, 8 minutes. Twitch? I'll probably do like, I'm gonna try to do multi-stream. I'm just trying to see if I can even stream on YouTube consistently, and then I'd ideally like to do both, but I'm not sure if my internet can handle. So we're experimenting. I got a week until league start, okay? I'm experimenting. We're gonna try some stuff out. Alright. I like to do this every time. I do it mostly for myself, but I'm gonna do it again. Prediction. They add Druid. Off to a fucking huge start. Absolutely huge. They add Aziri. Yeah, we're 2 for 2. I'm gonna say endgame revamp. When I say revamp, I don't think they're gonna get rid of the Atlas. I mean, like, I think they're gonna change the tablet system. I feel like something with the tablets. I don't know. They changed them at the end of the last league, but I still feel like that was more of a band-aid. I feel like there's something fundamental they're gonna address with the endgame. I'm not sure what. What else? I mean, Abyss going core, sure. But I actually think they might tone it down. They might slightly nerf some of the omens, because they were pretty insane. Like, deterministically crafting stuff. Abyss core, I'm gonna say nerfs. I'm gonna say they're gonna tone down some of the, like, the really good ones. I think they'll keep the bad ones, or the cheaper ones, pretty good. I think nerfs, like a lot. I think everything's gonna get nerfed. I think Ember Fusillade, I think that's getting nerfed. I think Frozen Mandible, I think that's getting nerfed. I'm assuming that Stacker, I think Hoa, I think that's gonna get nerfed too, but I think Ember Fusillade, I think Frozen Mandible, Bows / Roa. I think one of these is gonna get hit again. I think that's it. There's not too much more. Like some of the OP gems or whatever. What are they called? The I don't even know what they're called. The super gems though, like you only get from unique bosses. Those are strong, but I feel like that's the point, that they're supposed to be strong. So I think those will survive. Probably new weapon. They did that with the Huntress. There'll be a new weapon. And obviously that means that there's going to be new skills too. So new weapon, new skills. I'm assuming it's going to probably be some sort of like, it's going to be druid stuff, right? It's going to be like spellcasting and shit. And then you get into weird territory. I'm gonna say I think this is a thing they're doing. No patch notes. I think they're gonna do that. They didn't do it. They did it last time where they didn't really do patch notes. They did like a blanket nerf. They didn't do like did they do? Hold on, let me see. Did they do patch notes? I can't remember. I feel like they didn't. I feel like they just put out a bunch of text lines and it was kind of like, yeah, we're gonna nerf this stuff, but they didn't say what they nerfed. No, they did do patch notes. But it was... They did that thing where they added in nerf stuff progressively, right? Okay, I think there will be patch notes. No, I take that back. There probably will be patch notes today. What's the helmet called? I'm gonna say they're gonna nerf helmet drop. I think they're gonna nerf the drop rate. I don't think they'll nerf the items. I think they're gonna nerf the drop rate. They want chase items. There's not enough chase items. But I think that helmet was a little common. It was just getting a really good roll on it. I'm not sure. Deli fog button. They're gonna... I feel like this is just Reddit spam that they want to get rid of delirium fog. I don't disagree. I think they'll add in a delirium fog button. Are they gonna rework Ascendancies? Oh, I'm gonna say there's no new act. I don't think there's gonna be a new act. I think this interlude stuff, I think they're gonna keep this until they launch the game. I feel like an Ascendancy is gonna get reworked. I just don't know which one. Ascendancy rework. Again. I'm gonna say... Which one sucks? I don't know. I feel like one of the mercenary ones. But they just did stuff to them last league. Would they really do it again? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna say Monk. I feel like for some reason I feel like Monk needs a touch up. I feel like he's not because I know they did this one, but I feel like this one is this the Invoker one or whatever? I feel like this one's falling behind. I'm gonna say Monk, and honestly, I'm gonna say Warrior. I feel like Warrior needs a little bit more help too. All right, that's my guess. Druid, Aziri, endgame revamp, probably tablets. I think Abyss is gonna go core, but they're gonna nerf it. Endgame Atlas Tree rework. I think they're gonna rework the endgame Atlas Tree too. I feel like that thing sucks. That shit's butt cheeks. It's shit from a butt. It needs something. No new act, Delirium Fog. I think they're gonna nerf that helmet and any OP items. I think they're just gonna nerf the drop rates or just nerf them straight up. I don't think they'll leave them alone. New weapon, new skills for the Druid. And that's it. I can't think of anything else that's super needed. Alright, please be good. Please just be good. Please just give me some excitement.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2, and welcome to GGG Live. Today we're going to show you an exclusive reveal for what's coming next for Path of Exile 2. Twitch drops are enabled on today's livestream, so you'll be able to claim your Verdant Wilds dodge roll effect by following the instructions below. Now today, it's finally time to show off a new class that we know everyone in the community's been waiting for. So let's roll the trailer for Path of Exile 2, The Last of the Druids.
I can't believe it. I got it right. The Druid.
Well, well. What have we got here then?
You lost, fella?
Hey, we're talking to you.
I asked you a question.
What's wrong with him?
He's lost his bloody mind.
The bear. The bear. The wolf. Oh, okay. Okay. Totems. Hey, yo. I'm in. There's a dragon.
I will find you, Aoife.
And that dragon skill has an 8-second
Now,
cooldown.
as you can see, the Druid is a shape-shifting elemental spellcaster. After his fellow Druids were destroyed by the King in the Mists, the Druid lost his humanity in the Forests of Ogham, where he wandered for years as a beast. Now, finally reawakened, he's determined to find his lost wife and regain his humanity.
Whoa, cheeks.
The Druid has been one of the hardest classes for us to design. As well as having human spells, he has 3 animal forms, and we wanted to make sure that there were interesting combos between all of them. The Druid is our first hybrid strength and intelligence class. That means he needs to have the ability to use spells and attacks.
Okay, I was right.
As a human, the Druid typically uses magical staves to harness the powers of the earth and the natural world. One of the first skills you will learn is the ability to create small volcanoes from the earth. This skill spits out balls of magma at your enemies.
Pee-wee
and will
one
continue
skill.
to do so for some time. While the volcano is active, turn into an animal and wade into melee range. Many of the skills you use as a human last for a significant period of time, giving you a good chance to turn into an animal and rage out. But how do you turn into an animal, you may ask? Well, the answer is a new weapon type that Druids use, Animal Talismans.
Oh.
When you equip an Animal Talisman, you can choose which animal form you would like the talisman to represent. Depending on what you choose, you'll be given that animal's basic attack as a new skill to equip. For a bear, that's Maul. To turn into a bear, simply use the skill. Your character will instantly transform into a bear and attack. If you want to change back to a human, just cast a spell. You will instantly swap back and cast it. We wanted to make sure that swapping between forms was seamless and immediate. Changing forms should be something that you do without even thinking about it all the time in battle.
Okay.
In order to allow for hybrid melee and caster gameplay, most of the skills you use in your human form last
Damn.
for some time and aid your animal skills in some way. The volcano we used earlier will emit more molten balls whenever you hit it with a slam, making it perfect for use with your bear form's furious slam. While in bear form, many of your abilities use rage. There are a
Yeah.
lot of ways to generate rage, but the easiest one is simply smash your enemies with Maul. Once you see the runes on your back glowing, it means you have enough rage to do a much more devastating version of your furious slam.
Fuck, that looks cool, dude.
Your bear form can also go on a rampage, stomping the ground as you demolish your foes. The more rage you have, the longer the rampage lasts, and doing it over a volcano makes it even better.
Oh, is he gonna do the thing? He's gonna go through it?
As you consume rage, your bear form will generate endurance charges, and these can be used with skills like Ferocious Roar. Ferocious Roar is a war cry that empowers your subsequent attacks to break
He has
your
war
opponent's
cries.
armor.
Okay.
The more
I was
endurance
wondering.
charges you have when you use it, the more empowered attacks you will gain. But Ferocious Roar has another special feature too. It's a meta gem that allows you to socket any Warcry gem from another class into it, giving you the ability to use these skills as a bear. Use the Warrior's Infernal Cry skill to make your enemies explode.
That's busted. Infernal Cry on everything. Like, what?
Or use Seismic Cry to stun your enemies and double up the number of slams you do.
Bro, Druid might be just straight busted. Holy shit, dude.
You can even use it with Ancestral Call, a skill that turns you into the fire god Khal.
What the fuck
Ever
is
wondered what
that?
the Druid god of war would look like if he was a bear? Well, wait no longer.
Oh my god, I'm playing bear.
Finally,
What the
build
hell?
up enough rage and you can use one of the bear's ultimate abilities, Walking Calamity. This skill summons a storm of fire around you
What
for some time,
the
while generating
fuck?
even more rage to power your other abilities. A true bear apocalypse.
Oh,
Now the
oh,
bear is
man.
known for being a slower and more lumbering animal, with slower attacks and heavy slams. But what if you want to turn into something a little more nimble? Well, let's check out the second animal form for the druid, wolf form. For the wolf form, we wanted to go fast and furious. Even just the wolf's basic attack will leap forward and rake his foes. After attacking, the wolf stands up on two legs, but after running for a short time, he goes back on all fours, allowing to move more quickly between packs of enemies. The wolf has a lot of cold attacks based on his association with the moon, and the first of these is Lunar Assault.
Okay,
It's
the
great for
moon,
freezing your enemies in
cold.
place.
I
After
guess.
they're frozen, use your basic rake attack to knock shards of ice off your enemies, which land on the ground nearby and explode.
Bro,
If you
ZDPS.
want to get into battle quickly, you can use your pounce attack. This skill leaps at a target and applies a mark to them.
These animations are
Killing a marked
crazy.
enemy will summon a wolfman into your side, allowing them to fight with you. Mark and kill as many enemies as you can to build up a sizable pack. While an enemy is marked, your wolves will prioritize that target and do more damage the more wolves you have, so make sure you keep your pack strong. Now, one problem you might run into is your wolf pack dying in boss fights. You often don't have any enemies that you can mark and kill in order to regenerate your pack. To deal with this problem, you can use Cross Slash. Cross Slash jumps backwards and does a vicious double slash. Any marks on your target explode and triggers their abilities. This allows you to pounce to mark an enemy and then summon a wolf even without killing it.
Yeah, Minion Wolf. That's what I was
Cross Slash
thinking.
also has another
Minion
feature.
Wolves.
Remember those ice fragments from before? Well, Cross Slash will propel any ice shards on the ground
What
towards a
the
central
fuck?
target. First, freeze your enemies with Lunar Assault. Then rake them to create as many ice fragments as you can. Then follow up with Cross Slash to generate a field of icy explosions to obliterate your enemies.
Alright, he just said 3 combo skills already. I'm not gonna lie, that's a bit much. But
If they're
okay.
still alive after that, your pack of wolves can finish them off. Just like with the bear's raw skill earlier that allows you to use skills from other classes, Pounce is also a meta gem that you can socket mark skills from other classes into. So for example, you might want to try adding Freezing Mark from the Monk to Pounce. After pouncing at an enemy, Cross Slash to explode the mark and gain extra cold damage for a time. The Wolf has many other ways to go all in on cold though. Using the Arctic Howl Warcry will allow you to add cold damage and chilled ground to any slam, while buffing your pack of wolves as well. You can also use it to freeze enemies that are close to being frozen, making it much faster to use your other combos. Finally, the wolf also has the ability to call down the power of the moon to transform into an Arctic werewolf with lunar blessing.
Oh, full furry
In this form, you
boys.
move and attack more quickly.
Full
and deal extra
furry.
cold damage. Consuming Rage will extend the duration of your Arctic wolf form, so you could try a hybrid bear and wolf build if you want to utilize the skill to its full effect. Alright,
That look cool.
let's talk about the third form available to the druid, and I think it's a cool one. The Wyvern.
It's a
The
dragon.
Wyvern has a number of long-range breath abilities.
Oh fuck, it's a
But that
wyvern.
doesn't mean you can't get into melee range when you want to. The basic attack of the Wyvern is Rend. Jump forward into combat and slash your enemies with your lethal talons. If they're close to being stunned, you can blow them off balance with a blast from your wings, causing an explosion of damage. After the battle though, it's time to feed. Devour the corpses of monsters to create power charges, and this is when the Wyvern's abilities really come online. When using Rend, you can consume a power charge to charge up your wings with lightning. Not only does this do a bunch of damage, but it allows you to turn this melee skill into a much larger AoE attack.
Huh.
Once your wings are charged, your Wing Blast will also do lightning explosions for even more damage. If your enemies are close to death, no need to wait for them to actually die. When you see this blue marker, just devour them alive. Fresh meat is much
It's got
tastier
coal.
after all.
Built-in coal.
Alright, so those are some melee options, but how about range? Well, you wouldn't be much of a dragon if you couldn't breathe fire after all. Rolling Magma is the first of the Wyvern's breath attacks.
There's
Spit
rolling
balls of
magma.
fire that bounce along the ground.
That's
These balls will
that's
trigger
not how I
volcanoes
thought
as
it
well,
would be added to the
so
game,
it's
but
a good
okay.
idea to cast one as a human right before you start spitting. But that's not all you can spit. You have something a little nastier in that gullet of yours. Spitting a barrage of oil at your enemies will cover them in a viscous sludge that makes them easier to ignite.
Huh.
If
Okay.
you have power charges though, plant your wings in the ground and vomit a barrage of lightning-infused projectiles. The more power charges you have, the longer you can do this for. But make sure you keep your foes at range. You're vulnerable to melee attacks while channeling
That's
this
pretty
skill.
sick.
In order to help with that, let's take a quick diversion back to some of your human abilities. As a druid of Scoth, you have the ability to harness the power of nature to create entangling vines to slow down your enemies. Another of nature's punishments is the thunderstorm. Creating one of these will create periodic strikes of lightning from the sky, and will also make your enemies wet. Why is that useful?
I'm
Well,
wet.
of course, things that are wet are easier to shock. Use it with lightning damage from your Wyvern form to enhance your damage. Making things wet also makes them easier to freeze, so it works nicely with your wolf form as well. And you know what else likes water? Plants. Water your plants to give them various extra abilities.
What the
Use
fuck?
Lightning Storm with Entangle to make them last longer, and attach more vines to each enemy, slowing them further. Summon Thrashing Vines to slam at your enemies for a time. Any that are created in water will be larger and deal more damage. Now then, with our enemies sufficiently subdued with our plants, time to really lay into them with our lightning-infused barrage. Now, this last Wyvern ability is just ridiculous, but we felt like we had to do it. Use Flame Breath to take to the skies and rain down a stream of fire on your enemies. You have wings, so we have to take full advantage of them after all. So fly around and burn in it.
Damn, they picked this environment on purpose because you could burn it down dynamically.
Now there are a few other skills we didn't cover, but there's one in particular that I think will open up a lot of builds. Spell Totems. Spell
Oh,
Totems
it's
are meta gems that let you
Oh,
create
boy.
a totem that will automatically cast any spell in the game for a time. In order to create one, you will need to spend 3 endurance or 3 power charges. You could use them to throw fireballs, summon comets, or shower the area in lightning. Really, the options are kind of endless. Your bear form can easily generate endurance charges by consuming rage, and your wyvern form can easily create power charges by eating corpses.
Spark Spell
So it's pretty
Totem.
easy
There
for
it
the
is.
druid to get the charges needed, but they're also available from quite a few other places as well.
10 years later,
Sure,
it's
we'll be
back.
seeing a lot of different spellcaster classes thinking about how best to take advantage of these. Now, of course, along with a new class comes a bunch of new support gems. We've added over 30 new supports throughout the game, but I'll show you a few of the cooler ones here. Fan the Flames can be added to any wind skill to spread fire from one ignited enemy to the other enemies behind them.
Okay,
It's great for the Wyvern's Wing Blast.
pretty good.
But you can also use it on many other classes with wind skills, like the Twisters on the Huntress, or the Monk's Staggering Palm Projectiles.
Damn, they really like this combo element system.
Accelerated growth causes extra explosive plants to erupt from the ground whenever you grow plants with rain.
Huh.
And Advancing Storm changes storm skills like your Thunderstorm or Tornado to move across the battlefield. It's great for watering plants en masse, or to turn tornadoes into a real disaster by sucking up multiple ground effects as they travel along.
I mean, it just looks cool
And
as
the
shit.
Sorceress might like to use it with Firestorm as well.
Oh, okay. Stop trying to make Firestorm work, man.
Echoing Cry causes your Warcry skills to echo. They will repeat a couple more times with a delay after you use them, giving you more empowered attacks. Use it for the Druid's animal form Warcries, or on the Warrior for a nice power boost. Grounding Shocks causes monsters you shock to turn into living Tesla coils, arcing lightning to nearby enemies. You could use it with your empowered wings for an extra damage boost, but it's also great with any other shocking skill. Try it out with Lightning Spear. It obviously needed more AoE clear.
Oh, fuck
There's
you.
a whole pile more, but we'll leave those for you to discover.
This shit better be nerfed.
Now with a new class comes new Ascendancy classes. The Druid will have two options for now, with a third being released later. The first class is the Shaman. The Shaman channels nature's elemental fury and can harness rage as a spellcaster, unifying his animalistic and magical tendencies. By allocating Druidic Champion, you gain spell damage the angrier you are,
Oh boy.
and with Furious Wellspring, you generate rage continuously and can spend it to empower your spells. With the knowledge of the Asmerian Magi, the Shaman can harness untapped power from runes and idols. After allocating Wisdom of the Magi, you will notice that all runes and idols have extra mods only available to the Shaman.
Huh?
These new mods unlock countless new possibilities for enhancing your build.
He's cheating.
You can also allocate Bringer of the Apocalypse, allowing you to become a walking natural disaster. After dealing enough elemental damage, storms of all elements rain around you, destroying all who would face nature's fury. There are other abilities for the Shaman.
I'm playing
I'll
that.
just show a few from each class for now.
That's me.
The
I'm doing
other
that.
Druid Ascendancy is the Oracle. The Oracle perfected the power of Foresight and utilizes this in combat to gain massive advantage.
That's a crazy splash art.
When taking Fateful Vision, you will see visions of your future self using specific skills. If you decide to follow this path by using the skill yourself, it will do significantly more damage.
Seems like they fixed mana cost. It's true. You're not wrong. These are not costing all of his
With
mana pool to
converging
cast.
paths, at a critical moment in battle when a monster is vulnerable to freeze, stun, or electrocution, the Oracle can use Moment of Vulnerability to see a vision of the enemy's future
What
and then
the
merge it with the current
fuck?
timeline, allowing him to deal damage to both.
It just looks cool.
And one of my favorites, when you first become an Oracle, you'll notice over 130 new extra passives appear in the Druid section of the tree. By allocating the Unseen Path, you use your power of Foresight to learn from alternate futures and gain skills that would otherwise be unavailable to you. For example,
He's busted.
self-sacrificing allows you to be able to summon more minions by reducing the spirit costs, with the
What?
trade-off of making your reservation skills cost more spirit.
He's the best minion build in the game
Or
too.
Corruption Endures, which allows Oracles to have a small chance to avoid death.
What?
Both the Druid Ascendancies offer interesting and unique ways to gain modifiers that no other classes can get, so we're expecting a huge variety of build possibilities from these. Now there
Okay.
are unique talismans for the Druid to use as well. We won't spoil all of them, but this one was particularly cool. Fury of the King turns your bear form into a fire demon,
What
converting most of your
the
damage to fire.
fuck?
As a demon, you can also use Molten Crash, a jumping slab
Oh
attack that
my
leaves fishes around.
god.
This unique also continuously grants glory, allowing you to use your ultimate abilities more easily.
50 divines.
Now, of course, the Druid isn't the only thing we're adding to 040. We still have a bunch more to show. With every new release, we create a new league with new mechanics, new critical bosses,
rock hard
and
right
with a
now.
new story to tell. And this time is no exception. So let's roll the trailer for the fate of the Vaal.
The palace of Queen Atziri.
My wife.
It is a ruin, but in the dark, machines still churn.
Dude, the environments are
Temple has many
crazy.
functions,
Ah,
a
shit.
gateway through time. Travel into the past again and again. Alter the temple. Uncover its secrets.
Oh my god.
You will be rewarded for your sacrifice. And somewhere in the deepest chamber, my queen awaits. I beg of you, hear me. The beast cannot give you what you desire.
You may have studied it, Doriani, but you do not know it like I do.
Booba.
It adores me.
Damn, them cheeks.
Come now, give unto me your desire. At last, fulfill my soul.
I'll fulfill your soul, lady.
Hi, I'm Mark
Oh, that
Roberts,
was-
game director
okay.
on Path of Exile.
That was out of nowhere.
In the Fate of the Vaal League, you will find remnants of the ancient Vaal civilization scattered throughout Rayclast. They seem to attract nearby creatures and affect them strangely. After killing them, the remnant appears to gain some amount of power, but not enough to fully activate it. It seems you will need to find 5 more of these arcane devices, and sacrifice the monsters you find there to fully activate one. But things don't always go to plan. These devices are old, and sometimes infected by corruption. Twisted versions of ancient Vaal may emerge, and sometimes even stronger foes. On fully activating one of the devices, you finally discover its true purpose. A portal opens and takes you deep underground to a lost temple, once the home of Atziri, Queen of the Vaal. What
Auga.
treasures could still be inside? I think you're gonna want to find out. In front of the entrance is a console of some kind, and on activating it, you can see a map of the temple. Atziri's personal chambers are on the far side, but how could anyone get there? There are disconnected rooms, and the layout doesn't seem to make sense. And that's when you realize the purpose of the ancient devices scattered through Rayclast.
It's a puzzle.
The temple is powered by sacrifice,
Awooga.
and this energy can be used to modify the very structure of the temple itself. Each time you run the temple, you will be given 6 rooms that you can place, allowing you to craft your own dungeon to explore.
I don't like crafting.
Place paths to link up the dungeon, and place rooms beside them full of precious loot. After you are happy with your choices, open the temple and discover the results of your efforts.
It's not bad. I was a little worried it was like synthesis, but
Each room
it
contains
looks
different
fine.
challenges along with its rewards. On entering a room, the doors will slam shut behind you, and you will need to face the encounter within. But choose wisely. It's important where you place the rooms to get maximum returns. For example, when placing a commander, you could just place it anywhere along an existing path, but a much better strategy is to place it next to a garrison of troops for him to command. With better leadership, the garrison will level up, making the monsters harder, but also more rewarding. Different rooms have different requirements for leveling up. For example, if you want to fully level up a smithy, you will need to supply it with golems from an adjacent golem works, and hook up a generator to the power network to supply it with power. After doing so, the golems will be powered up, making them much more dangerous.
I just feel like I don't know,
You
man.
don't need to memorize what interacts with what. When selecting a room, you will be shown the locations that will make other rooms level up, and
Okay.
exactly what effect it will have on the temple.
That's not bad. That's definitely better than what I was. Okay. I was gonna say I'm not trying to memorize
After
this
running
shit.
the temple, a few of the rooms will destabilize and be removed. It will be up to you to rebuild the temple, adding 6 more rooms each time you come back, making the temple larger and larger and larger. So, that's the basic functionality of the temple, but there is a lot more.
Build a temple,
Once
get loot.
Doriani finds out about your travels to Laraval, he will attempt to persuade you to take on a new mission. The temple entrance contains a prototype of the time portal device. It will be able to take you back in time, but only to one specific point. Right before Itzeri triggered the cataclysm that destroyed the Vaal.
Expo new skill. Looked like
He
something I hadn't
requests that
seen
you
before.
Go back and attempt to stop Itzeri to prevent the Vaal from ever being destroyed.
But I'm not an expert.
Itzeri
damn.
is on the far side of the temple, so you will need to expand the temple significantly to get to her. And even worse, her chambers can only be unlocked by a room that isn't currently accessible to you. In order to deal with that, you are going to need to visit the architect of the temple. To get to him, you will need to place path rooms. But while doing so, you will probably want to exploit some of the Vaal technology only available in the past.
I thought Itzeri was
Once
going to
you
be
can
an act
travel into
boss,
the past,
like Act 5 or
a
6.
whole new set of rooms are available to you.
I don't know.
and they
I'm a
have
little
some
disappointed
pretty
she's not an
insane
act boss. She's just a
At level
in
1,
a temple,
the
but
corruption
whatever.
chamber can be used to corrupt a single item.
Oh.
But placing it next to a thaumaturge to run the place, and a sacrificial chamber to provide soul energy, you'll be able to level it up.
Oh.
And it's worth it.
What the fuck?
Because once you get the room to level 3, there are some very nice rewards to be had. In a level 3 corruption chamber, you will find this mysterious device. It has a slot to place an item, and it only accepts items that are already corrupted.
Oh.
What will happen to them?
Huh.
Normally, once an item is corrupted, you can't modify it any further.
Oh no.
But this device allows you to corrupt your item a second time, adding another enchantment. This has the capability to craft some very powerful items indeed.
Oh
But
fuck.
be warned, the Vaal are all about taking risks in the pursuit of power. There is a 50% chance that the item will be destroyed.
Alright, I ain't doing that shit. I'm out, boys. Hey, hands up. I ain't doing it. No thanks. Somebody else do that shit. That's not for me. That's
Each
that
room has its own
endgame stuff.
interesting
I'm good.
mechanics And rewards when it levels up.
That's the Mage Blood stuff.
Many
I'm good.
of them contain bosses to fight, special drops, and in many cases, new crafting opportunities.
Oh?
For example, a level 3 alchemy lab has a nasty Vaal construct to fight. But if you can defeat it, you can find new corrupted soul cores. Like Guatalitzi's Thesis, which on boots allows you to sacrifice your life to run faster.
Okay, recoup.
Or Sita Qualotl's Thesis, which on gloves will revive one of your minions whenever an offering expires.
Huh.
Get a sacrificial chamber to level 3, and you will need to face a highborn priest of sacrifice. Defeat him to be able to further corrupt a Vaal unique, modifying it in unpredictable ways. One of the mods of
Oh,
this unique
God.
will be removed
They're aware.
and replaced with another random mod.
What
For
the
example, this Soul Mantle. It gives you an additional totem, but lowers your totem's life and curses you when they die.
Oh, that's...
By
oof.
using the machine, this could result in a terrible item if you remove the good mod, but also some amazing items if you replace the downside.
So it's Falborn. They just took Falborn and they put it into this too.
Now, one extra thing to mention about these Vaal crafting
I mean, Falborns
machines.
are good.
You don't have to take the items you want to craft into the temple. If you don't have the item you want to craft with you at the time, then clicking this button will allow you to create a currency item instead, allowing you to do the craft later or trade it if you want.
I was gonna say, can you sell it? That's
Now,
a good money
there are all
maker.
sorts of interesting rooms you can find in the temple, but the last one I want to show you today is the Flesh Surgeon. A Vaal Flesh Surgeon can be leveled up by placing him next to a high-level synth flesh lab.
Plus 1D.
But be careful. The Flesh
What the
Surgeon has
hell?
some rather unpleasant
Oh
experiments in
man,
his
it's me
personal
after 2
lab.
pizzas.
Afterwards, you might notice the surgery table just sitting there. The Vaal are great at crafting items. Why not do some crafting on yourself?
No,
After
oh,
laying
wish.
down, you'll be asked which limb you'd like to replace. Left arm, perhaps your right leg. Each limb can get a different set of random bonuses.
What the
choose
fuck?
wisely.
That's pretty sick.
After getting up from the table, try out your new limb. It seems to work fine, and even perform better than your normal one. Now, there is just one thing with replacing body parts. If you die and are resurrected, your body will return to its natural state.
Well, guess what? I'm playing hardcore.
You might need to return to the Val Surgeons if you want another robot arm.
Not my problem.
And maybe get a better one next time.
I'm going full Terminator, baby. Full
Some
Terminator
rooms, like
druid.
the Commander, can give you a new type of reward. Medallions that can be used to manipulate the temple in other ways. Using a Quipalartal's medallion will allow you to artificially boost a room, even if it doesn't meet the normal requirements to level up.
Yeah, he's explaining this shit a lot, though.
And a
I'm not
Quatalotl's
gonna lie.
medallion will stop rooms from destabilizing when you complete a temple, allowing you to guarantee getting a reward a second time.
So I guess this is like
Great
the
if you
league
want to
thing.
stock
Like they
up
want us to be
double
doing this
corrupts.
most of the league, like Abyss was.
Now, with all that aside, time to face the Architect.
I'm a little worried about the end
And
game
you will
stuff
be
then,
in for a
but
fight.
we'll see. I'm dead.
Once defeated, you will find another console that can be used to modify the temple. But this one is special. It allows you to place new types of rooms with specific rewards.
Brother.
There are rooms with specific uniques, special rooms,
Whoa.
and
That's okay.
currency. But
Oh,
also a few
I'm
other
doing that.
more niche crafting experiments.
Destroys an equipment item returning
Like
any
this one,
augment socketed in
that can
it.
extract the socketables back out of an
Oh,
item
that's actually really
at
good.
the cost of destroying it.
Oh. Okay, maybe not.
Now, something really important is every league we release a significant amount of content for the in-game. In order to make sure that the Fate of the Val works well for late-game players, we've added many mechanics to make sure that you can scale the difficulty and rewards to match.
Huh?
Getting some rooms to level 3 adds extra mods to the entire dungeon,
Oh.
and these stack with each other.
Okay.
So in endgame, when you can get some really big temples, you can generate a challenge that can even match the strongest of characters.
Okay, that makes sense. The better the
We
temple, the
also
harder
start
it is,
to
the more...
introduce
okay.
ways to store up energy for the temple, allowing you to save up many runs so you can do them later at your leisure, and not interrupt your mapping too often.
That's nice. Okay,
Now in
I like
each
that.
league, it's important that we have a new pinnacle boss to test your character's might. In the Fate of the Val, you will get to face Adziri.
What the
while
fuck
she was
is
at
going
the
on?
peak of her power. One of the rewards you will gain by defeating the Architect is the ability to place the Royal Access Chamber. Once connected to your temple, you can visit it to finally reach the Queen of the Val herself.
My wife.
This fight takes place at a critical moment in history, right as Adziri communes with the beast's power and takes her true corrupted form.
She's got...
Now,
the
we're
boobas.
not going to show you the whole fight, but we will tempt you with one of the rewards. This is Adziri's rule. This staff gives additional levels to all of your corrupted gems and lets you trade life for extra damage. But in addition to that, while using the staff,
Okay.
mirrors of refraction will constantly appear on the battlefield. Any projectile you fire at these will split into a nova, and they can chain from one to the other. So,
What the fuck?
That's the Fate of the
It's
Val
just
League.
built... Okay.
But we are also bringing the previous league, Rise of the Abyssal, into the core game,
Yep.
along with a few changes.
I thought
Now,
so.
for those of you who haven't seen what happens when a league is over, it's important to understand that you will not be seeing abysses in every area anymore.
Shame.
Rise of the Abyssal is now one of the league mechanics that can show up randomly in endgame. If you want to specialize in running abysses, there is now a tablet that will allow you to add them to any map you run.
So we're still doing tablets. Okay.
You can also craft the tablet to add abyss
It's not as
specific
bad.
mods
It's okay.
to enhance how they function. Now that Abyss is core, it also needs its own Atlas tree.
Looks
You
like the
can
tree's
gain
still
your
the same.
first points by completing an Abyss. But there are more available for doing depths and killing certain bosses. And there are a bunch of different options. You might just want more monsters and bosses. But you can also make finishing an Abyss have a chance to overrun a nearby map with the Abyssal.
That's
Or
fucking sick.
make your Waystone modifiers also apply to Abyssal depths. You could specialize in the interaction with other leagues, or specialize in a specific abyssal faction.
I still never learned which ones were the good
that
ones.
we've heard loud and clear is that needing to do abyss crafting on waystones is quite annoying. So, we have removed that. In fact, we have removed instilling from waystones as well. This mechanic felt mandatory on maps because it boosted the value of all other content, but it was both annoying to do and resulted in a lot of visual clutter.
Oh my god.
Instead,
It's the greatest league ever.
We are bringing back some of that power on tablets.
It's the greatest league. It's the greatest league
You don't
ever.
need to craft nearly as often, since they last for 10 maps each. Once you defeat the Arbiter of Ash, you will be able to upgrade tablets to a rare with 4 mods using regular currency.
Okay.
Even
So that's
this
how.
isn't enough
Okay.
to fully bring back the power you could have gotten from instilling.
Yeah.
So we have also buffed the bonuses that tablets give. Going forward, we're not going to be adding any more crafting directly to waystones outside of the basic currency because it adds too much micromanagement.
Yeah, that's true. So
But
this is
on
it.
that note,
They're saying this
Fate
is
of the
it.
Val does bring the ability to corrupt your tablets, hoping to get one of many different random outcomes.
You know what? This is better.
Now,
this is
with
better.
regard to Delirium Fog, even though you shouldn't have to have it on every map anymore, we still did want to make it less visually annoying. Delirium Fog has been toned down significantly, so you won't feel like you're just playing in a sea of grey.
This is way better. Like the fog
Another
dissipates
big
as you get
source of
closer to
problems
it.
in the endgame
That's
is
fine.
the feeling of getting overwhelmed with monsters. In 031, we reduced the number of monsters in early in-game in order to help with this, but still scaled up the number of monsters to previous levels by the time you got to tier 15. Well, after letting
okay.
this simmer for a while, we are still getting this kind of feedback. So we are no longer going to scale up the number of monsters you go as you get deeper into the endgame. Instead, we are scaling up the difficulty and rewards by the same amount. So to be
wait, what?
clear, instead of increasing the number of monsters by 40%, they will instead drop 40% more items, grant 40% more experience, and have 40% more life. In addition to all
what's
the
the
normal
verdict?
scaling they get,
I
due
feel
to
like
being
that's
higher
good.
level. This only applies to regular monsters. Not
It's mixed. W L L
we have
W
also
W L.
reduced the speed modifiers that monsters can get sometimes, which
I don't know.
also helps a lot with this.
I see both sides there. I'm not sure.
Now,
Damn.
we did have a large amount of content for in-game planned for 040, but unfortunately we just didn't get time to finish it.
I'm dead.
The scope was a bit too large, so we'll need to wait until 050 for that. But rest assured, there will be a ton of upgrades for the existing leagues, as well as new pinnacle bosses, and a significant overhaul to the Atlas passive tree coming soon.
Fuck.
Now, another problem that becomes a much bigger issue in the endgame is game
Fuck.
performance. And we have done a lot of work.
Yo, my computer's not gonna die
Primary issue
anymore.
is CPU load. And to address that, a lot of things have been optimized. And we have done a lot of work to take advantage of more of your CPU cores.
Thank
You
God.
should see frame rates of at least 25% higher. And a lot less bad frame spikes during gameplay. It does make quite a big difference, especially on consoles. A lot more work in this area is ongoing, and you will continue to see performance improvements over the next few months. Of course, another important area is game balance, and we have made a lot of changes. Now, most of these we will save for the patch notes, but I'll do a quick summary of some of the numbers. As well as adding 11 new unique items, we have rebalanced dozens of others that are not currently used very often. We've also done a pass over lineage supports. 21 of them have been rebalanced, as well as adding 9 more. Alongside the 2 new Druid ascendancies, we have made balance changes to almost all the others.
I was gonna say Smith of Catawba
with
needed a
some
buff.
of them getting a grander rebalance, such as the Smith of Catawba. Alongside the 20 plus new Druid skills, we've also rebalanced 90 other active skills across all the different classes. And to top it all off, there are also over 250 new passive skills added to the passive tree.
What the fuck?
These changes should go a long way to increase the viability of many more skills, uniques, and overall build variety that can tackle
cool.
our most challenging content.
Nobody's gonna know what's good anymore, so we're just
Next
gonna go
up,
into the
I'm
patch
going
just
to be
saying
talking
fuck it.
about our new supporter packs.
Today,
Okay.
we're launching 2 new series of supporter packs.
Still a good patch.
The
I'm still happy.
Precursor
Like
and Cal
8 out of
Gurren
10 happy,
packs.
but
Each tier contains the pack's full face value in points, alongside several
just the
exclusive
endgame stuff, man.
microtransactions.
it just
As always,
I
the
don't know.
microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's power or progression.
The problem is the temple is gonna have to carry this league. Like the temple has to hard carry. Like it has to be good and rewarding. The tablet change has to be seamless and nice. Otherwise, it's the same end game as last league basically. So the temple is the hard carry. If the temple sucks, this league is gonna be dead. If the temple is good and people like it, then we'll be playing for a while. I'm probably gonna play for a like a long time, because honestly, I just enjoy PoE2 more than PoE1 right now. And with Druid, it looks like there's a bunch of diversity and stuff, so I think I can just entertain myself for 2 months just playing Druid only. Or trying out new Ascendancy stuff, but
with the awakened precursor armor set.
yeah, the temple's gonna have to hard carry.
The precursors designed and built many mysterious ancient beings. This one used to serve as a scout.
I feel like the first question that Ziggy D is gonna ask him is like, so
Why salvage
what happened about the end game?
Master of the Forge can do it for
Whoa,
you.
that looks cool.
Molten gold spills out as the Forge Master breaks down your items. The Relic of the Precursor's map device is a mysterious machine that sits atop ancient colossal statues. It keeps track of the number of charges consumed on your Precursor tablets used in the device.
That's
The
kind of...
Kalgurin pack series also contains 6 exclusive microtransactions.
What the fuck is that?
The Kalgurans had astounding skill in astronomy, being able to track cosmic events with absolute precision. Harnessing that skill, with the Astronomer's Level Up effect equipped, you too can now see exactly how long it took you to level up as it outputs the time in chat. The time taken to reach your last 3 levels is also displayed on the item, so you can link it when you have a time you're proud of.
Just all supporter stat pack stuff,
Crushing
obviously.
the enemies by unleashing the wrath of the lost Kalguran fleet, led formerly by Captain Heartland himself. A Kalguran seafarer needs armor fit for the treacherous seas of Rayclast. This set has you covered.
Immediately, I
with
knew it.
classic
The fucking
tricorn
Reddit,
and
of course.
a piglet. The Lost Treasure weapon skins top off your appearance of a true raider of the seas. These gilded weapons can be applied to wands, two-hand maces, and shields. After a long day of plundering loot, retreat to the Kraken's Cove hideout.
What is this?
A home of some of the most deadly ocean-dwelling creatures in Rayclast. Many ships have met their demise here. What better to accompany you in Kraken's
Come on,
Cove
let me
than
get the
Kraken
Ziggy.
itself?
Just let me get to the Ziggy
Place
D.
your
Let's
stash
go.
with a dormant
Give me the
Kraken
interview. I
waiting for
want
it
my
to come.
answered answered.
As you approach,
My-
it will
my questions
awaken
answered,
and
not answers
terrify
answered.
both
That doesn't
you
make sense.
And any guests in your hideout. Alongside this, an extra stash skin item will be granted to you, and when placed, will automatically open to any stash tab set with the currency affinity.
They're really showing off
To
this
help
tentacle
having to
thing a
navigate
lot.
through your tabs.
I feel like somebody worked really hard on this, and they was like, bro, put it in everything.
Any
It took forever to
microtransactions from
make.
these supporter packs will be made available for use in Path of Exile 1.
Oh,
Thank you very much for all your ongoing support. We're just about to start the Q&A with Ziggy D. Afterwards, at 11 AM NZ time, we'll post the patch notes.
so
With release at the end of
damn.
next week, our community team will be
That's a
posting
long-ass time
crucial
from now.
information you'll need for the release. Keep an eye on the news. Thanks for joining us today and checking out our latest developments. We're looking forward to playing alongside our fellow shapeshifting exiles, all while uncovering Lost Val secrets by doing some dungeon crafting. We'll begin the Q&A shortly, so please get your questions ready.
Damn. Okay, how do I feel about the announcement? We got the okay. Delirium being gone, I think, is nice because I feel like for most people, including myself, I just didn't want to spend
Welcome back, Exiles, to
instilling
the
orbs
Q&A
and stuff
portion.
and all that
I am your
bullshit.
host, Ziggy D, and today we're going to be touching on the design of
So
the
that's
Druid
nice.
and the fate of the Vile League while we gather some community questions. Then we'll deep dive into endgame, balance, and other game design topics.
Alright.
I am, of course,
Alright, let me ask them the questions. What happened? I want to know what happened.
Oh, very good. I mean, you know, it's been a great,
What
it's
happened?
been a great one to work on this one. Like, I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, it's definitely great to see you again. And it feels like it's only been like no time at all since the last time you were here with the PoE1 release.
It feels like only several weeks, and that's pretty accurate.
yeah.
We get to see you twice as often now, so that's fun.
Yeah, I'm around every 2 months or so now, roughly. It's great. I love it. Let's keep going. So I do have to open with this, though. Is like, Druid looked a little bit weak, I think, in the demonstration video today.
Yeah, I think one of the issues that we have is like we're so concentrating on like just demonstrating how the mechanics work that we sort of forget to be like, okay, let's actually make sure the damage numbers that we're doing on this like test character we're filming here.
I thought the bear
are
looked
actually, like, in
strong.
line with what
I
people
don't know
actually,
if I agree with
would
that.
expect.
The dragon
So,
looked
there's
weak,
just a few things there
but I
that
thought the
sort of,
bear
could
looked
have caught
fucking
and,
nuts.
and made a little stronger there. But yeah, when you actually play it, it's certainly from the alpha feedback incredibly powerful. Like
Yes.
you know the like you know we were seeing some people say, oh, you know, the wolf looks weak or whatever. Well, I can assure you that on alpha there's a bunch of people saying the wolf is super OP. So you know it just comes down to the things you go through in order to demonstrate
I
stuff.
think we probably going to be worthwhile. We make some videos showing a bit more of the less demonstratey side and get them posted and stuff this week.
Yeah,
Because
give me some
honestly,
end game, dog.
You can just play it literally right now, and it's you know.
Unleash the
I've
beast.
definitely been playing and recording a bit myself because I was like, when I first watched it as well, the draft, I was thinking, it's like I don't really get a feel for what it feels like to actually play it. Like there's good demonstration here of the mechanics, but yeah, I can understand how from your perspective it'd be pretty easy to be like, oh, we want to communicate how this cool thing works and this cool thing works.
There's a fine line there for sure. Where if you get too hectic, people are like, I don't even know what's going on. They're just looking at a ruckus. And then, yeah, in this case, let's say we went on the a little too far on the other side of the line, was just a bit too slow, and as a result, yes, it can look a bit weak. But
Yeah,
I mean,
think we'll try and
it makes
get some,
sense.
like,
I get
raw
that.
Druid
You want to show it
gameplay
off.
out
You don't want
to
to just one-shot everything.
I
But
think particularly for this class, because of the shape-shifting stuff, it's so hard for us to... Normally we can look at something and be like, oh, that's just a demonstration. We kind of know what it would look like at endgame. But I think with the Druid, it's just so unusual. It's so different that it's actually hard to judge what it would feel like to even play it. And I'm happy for my hands-on to say that like it's almost immediately like very smooth, the shape-shifting of it, the movement of it, especially because like in your demonstrations, you're not really using dodge, roll, sprint, that sort of thing as well, which makes a big difference.
I suppose one of the things we didn't really dwell on in the video as well is that we do actually have dodge roll. I mean, they're not actually rolls for the animals, but yeah, all the animals can like hop around and that kind of stuff. And that was honestly one of those things that was like
no dodge rolling.
Because initially we actually had it so when you dodge rolled, you would transform back into a human. And the reason we did that is because it's really hard to make animations for animals that like actually work correctly. Like we actually thought it was impossible, but then when we actually put it on alpha, there was the kind of visceral reaction of I want to still be a bear, like you know, while I'm hopping around. So we ended up having to like work out like how can we make this possible? How can we make it so that you can actually do the dodge rolling as an animal? And that sort of ended up being pretty good, I would say.
And this was like clearly the hardest class to design so far, and it took a bit longer. Like I think you were originally hoping to bring it out in a previous expansion.
Yeah, quite a while ago. But the thing is with it is that it's kind of like designing 4 classes in one, because not only do you have the situation where like obviously we want to have synergy between skills and stuff like that, and we can like look at that in a normal class and work out what those might be. But with this class, people want to be able to play just as a bear or just as a wolf, as well as people who want to play like
I prefer to personally only play as a dragon
and like all the different combinations
if I can.
We had to kind of come up with a way for like each line needs to be self-sufficient and that it's got all the tools that you need, but at the same time you have to not have it so it feels like there's just duplication between them. We're like, oh, like this is just the same thing as what a bear has, but you know, you are a wolf instead. So we kind of have to like, it's like you need all the tools and yet you also need to have them feel different, and that just made it really, really tricky to get all of the things right with it. And then it didn't also help that you know, since the last time we were working on the Druid, way back when we showed it off in Gamescom 2023, we had WSD. And that adds a whole other complication because, you know, like how can we make that work with the animal forms? It's like a whole thing. You know, like I'll tell you the Wyvern, for example, like we had a hell of a time making it so that you could do the ranged attacks because you need to be able to walk while you're doing it. The Wyvern's sitting there with its arms like planted on the ground, you know, like being able to walk while also spitting. It's like we went through so many iterations of that. So yeah, it was just a very tricky class overall, like just crazy.
I remember seeing some very goofy looking.
I wonder if that's why they
like,
couldn't get more stuff
like,
done,
months
because they were
and
just like,
months
fuck,
ago. We were, like, trying to-
it's gonna take too
this is
much
not
to make the
working.
druid
Right,
work.
like, I also remember, like for a long time, the wolf was just like a dancing dog. It was just like it looked really silly. And like man, the wolf as well. I mean, it was really hard to get right, and because one of the things we really wanted to avoid was I didn't want that too much of that whole like man in a wolf suit vibe. Like I wanted to actually get the feeling of like this is an actually different animal, which I think with the bear and the wyvern's way easier. With the wolf, it's like it's really hard not to just go back into that. So we had a lot of questions about like what even the locomotion was. How does it walk? Are we going to walk on 2 legs? Are we going to walk on 4? We ended up splitting the difference. You can do both, right? Like you get that when you're attacking and you can be upright walking on 2 legs. When you're walking, you run on 4, and you actually do get a speed boost while you're on 4 legs. Like as a wolf, just so after like 1 second of walking, you go down on 4 legs. You start moving a bit faster. So yeah, it's
Actually,
pretty cool.
an interesting thing there, I don't think is each form technically has a kind of passive benefit.
Right.
So obviously you got the running fast as a wolf. Can't remember exactly what the wyvern ones were, but like for the bear, for example, because you're just a bit bigger, you know, a bit of a tank. You actually do get armor, and armor applies to elemental damage as a thing, and like you know, there's a kind of which is like honestly, unless you actually click the bear keyword, is like undescribed everywhere.
It was even more than that. I was
boy.
just looking at it in game before. The bear has like passive endurance charge generation.
Yes, it
from
does.
Rage
From
expenditure.
rage expenditure, it does.
I was like, that's so cool.
yeah. So we really wanted to make sure that each of the different forms had things that can benefit the other forms. So like it was really tricky to think like, what are resources that a bear can generate? What are the resources that wolf can generate? What are the ones the wyvern can generate that the other ones can then use in order to kind of get that cross synergy? So that's kind of like one of the reasons why we had to kind of come up with all that stuff. And that part of the trickiness.
And that caught me by surprise as well, because like technically it's mentioned, but I never really fully understood the idea that you can swap between the forms, like human to animal and back. Yeah, I figured that's what's going on here. But but you can like leap in as a wolf and then immediately transform to a bear mid slam.
You absolutely can. So the thing with this is that you want to present a fantasy to someone as far as like what the UI is pushing you towards and all that sort of stuff. Like there are going to be a lot of people who are like, I want to be a bear, and they just pick bear stuff and they go all bear, right? But at the same time, we're unconstrained in the sense that you can pick all the other stuff. You can use it at the same time. So one talisman, like effectively when you pick on a talisman from like wolf, bear, or wyvern, what that's giving you is the default attack, right? That's what you're actually picking.
I don't understand. So
and that often will guide you like what skills you're picking and so on. But you can just use with that same talisman as many.
So the talisman isn't a new weapon in the sense of like it's going to have its own skills.
Got that sort of free flowing, like, you know,
it's just to transform. I thought it was shit. Okay.
Like I absolutely expect that. But
it's just for the druid. So I imagine the stats on it are going to be like in bear form you do this more damage or some shit. It's not a new weapon. I thought it was going to be like a new weapon in the sense of it's going to have a couple skills tied to it. It's not though. It's just for the druid transformation.
How do we make
okay. Damn.
Attacker that's shapeshifter as well. I mean, this class has got a bit of everything.
Huh.
How did you make all that?
It's a lot less than I thought it would be.
Solve that build problem of like, how do you actually scale these things?
Man, so it's really just druid. We get druid and we got Azuri Temple. That's basically it. I still think it's gonna be fun. I think it's good, but man, if you were excited about the end game and stuff like that, then you're probably pretty disappointed. The druid has to carry. The druid in the temple has to carry this patch. Otherwise, it's not going to be good.
So even with the spellcaster side, so one of the things we initially wanted with the spellcasting is a lot of it's like
I'll eat a honey bun. I got to think on that. Shit.
You know, so for example, with the volcano being the really obvious one, right? Like you can create this thing, and then you can turn into an animal and do other stuff at the same time. So we needed on the human side a lot of things that last for a long time. But the problem you then run into when you actually go to balance the thing is like, okay, well, if you've just got like 5 damage over time style spells, why not just cast all of them and then you don't have to ever do anything else, right? Like, so it's like that kind of stuff makes it really hard. So then you have to start thinking, okay, we want to make it so that you cast a long-term thing as a human, but then being an animal is going to augment that so that it improves it. So for example, with the tornado, it's got a similar mechanic to the little twisters that the hunters have, where ground effects can empower it with extra elemental stuff. And so then we're like, okay, well, if the animal forms are the ones that can create the ground effects, then that means that you're kind of like, you're going to want to do, you know, like to mix that with the tornado, you now have to have both the animal forms and the spellcaster stuff if you want to get all of that together. So it's just a lot of that thinking about how can an animal form aid a spell, how can a spell aid an animal form, like all the way through, and then
Water plant,
throw it over the fence, and then
water
just
lightning,
work out
lightning
what
does more
combos
damage.
can actually make
Water
it.
free plant.
It's a web of infinite difficulty, right? Because like we're talking about the 4 forms within the class, but each of these skills also synergizes with every other class and every other skill in the game, and it just it's becoming growingly more complicated. But that's also what's fun about the game and what all the things you can unlock and the crazy builds you can do. But yeah, I mean, like this week's focus has been like, okay, we had all the like during our alpha testing and internal testing, we had like, you know, there was the I want to be all forms going between, there was the I just want to be wolf, I just want to be bear, I just want to be a dragon, and now we're getting a lot more of I just want to cast nature plant skills and do plant stuff. And so it's like, okay, well, how do we make that work? Well, because they're quite long duration, so we're having a bunch of complexity with that as well, and it honestly just it does just spiral into like, oh my god, there's 20 million variables here, but it's fun. And at the end of the day, as long as it is honestly fun to play, then honestly we're golden. So, you know,
I think it's pretty clear.
almost everything with this class.
Druid took a long time to make, way longer than they thought it would be. They're happy with it, but because Druid took so long, they weren't able to do the end game. They weren't able to fit in everything else. They had to just make sure that the Druid works. They worked on the temple, and they said, okay, Druid, temple, we're going to ship this. We have to move everything else to 0.5. Which makes me wonder about the launch of PoE 2, because until the end game is solid, they're not going to do an official launch. So I'm thinking the official launch of PoE 2 is maybe next August, I want to say. My birthday time. Pog. Or the end of next year, maybe. Because 0.5 is going to be the end game. I imagine they're going to save Act 5 and 6 for the actual official 1.0. So maybe August? It might be PoE 2 release, like the official one. That's only if they get the end game right, though. I don't know. It seems like Druid took a long time for them to make.
Already get one thing, let's say fixed. There was a thing that was like double generating rage, so I'm like, I don't know if this is intended. Like, no, the designer said that's probably not intended. Thanks, Ziggy. I'm like,
I don't know. I will see where that goes, because I was like, no, that's fine.
This is a Fisher.
It made it to me, and I was like, no, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, because it generates rage when you first slam, and then the fishes, every time they pulse, it generates rage. I'm like,
oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit, I didn't even know that.
Because like the totem's making it pulse, and that's generating rage each time.
Right.
I'm like, that doesn't seem intentional.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I love that, because that's like ridiculously powerful. That feels like way permissive. I was like, this feels illegal, but that's like, you gotta let a few things in there that feel illegal.
It's doing what the skill says.
I may not have. Maybe I didn't get enough. Okay, cool.
I don't know. They might have changed it. I'll find out afterwards. I just throw my opinion in there. I don't want to necessarily be like, you know, I try and make sure with a lot of these balanced discussions, it's not like, you know, I'm just an authority on the matter. I want to actually discuss these things through, because maybe it isn't actually fine, but you know, my first instinct is like, yeah, like let it run wild. Like, what's the problem? You know, so
yeah, you gotta.
We'll see what happens, but whatever. They don't know what the problem is, so don't worry. Oh, now they do. Thanks, you ruined it. Now people will know if it changed, and now
they'll see the thing not generating rage.
I still be eating these honey buns.
Line of text. Now that's the Ziggy.
I'd rather have cookies. These things are too sugary, man. Coat your whole mouth of sugar. It's so nasty. Ew.
Just open funny bugs. It's okay. So, like the shapeshifting stuff comes from this trinket. The talisman?
Yeah, the animal talisman.
And is there any limitation just kind of like putting that on another class and just say like, I am playing my Mace Marauder or my Quarterstaff Monk, and I want to do a Wolf Leap Slam that marks targets.
You can do it. In fact, it was one of the things initially that, you know, it's funny with the audio team, because initially like, oh, we want to record like bear lines for the Druid the whole time. And I'm like, hey guys, remember, anyone can turn into this animal. Are you actually going to commit to every single class is going to have like three different extra versions of every single line the character can deliver? It's like, yeah, that's a bit tricky. So we ended up going with a voice mod in the end. end. But yeah, that was one of those.
It's like they're kind of
Translate voice line from bear to wolf. Wolf to warrior.
They're thinking it or something like that. I don't know.
But yeah, it would have been completely impossible to record every single line an additional 3 times for every character class.
Voice actors, everybody come back and we need to roar like a bear.
Exactly. But yeah, effectively, every class can be an animal. It's exactly the same as the end of the weapon restriction. Ultimately, being a bear is the same as having a mace, which may sound a little bit odd, but that is actually how it works and what allows
actually, wait,
so
that makes sense.
Mace skills while in bear.
No. What I meant was that it's the same. I mean, it's the same in the sense that it's just a weapon type, right? Like,
right.
So the bear, so the bear is the weapon, is what they're saying.
You can turn into calm as a bear.
What the fuck, bro? What is this game?
It often gets talked about like the idea of like, why are things like so weapon locked? And I've always maintained the position that you guys want to kind of do that as much as possible initially, and then in the future you can blur the lines a little bit. Like there's maybe in the future you're like, maybe this skill has a way of crossing over.
We can do, but the thing is, a lot of the identity of a weapon type really comes a lot from what it can do, and so that's kind of the main reason why we do it that way. But but the thing is as well, the weapon swapping, I mean, you can still use skills from different elements. Different weapons and things like that.
The thing is, like, it's funny that you mentioned that with the bear, because like definitely some of the bears, I noticed parallels between some of its skills and some of the mace stuff, and I could see absolutely combining like this bear skill that places fishes with the other stuff on the mace that triggers the fishes. Like there's like very obvious like cross synergy build.
Well, I mean, they're adjacent classes, right? I mean, you've got like strength versus strength int. Like we want to be able to make sure that some of those key elements do like cross over, just so that to open up the way to have synergy between the different classes more easily.
Yeah. Well, as you get more classes and more skills, you obviously get an overlap of the kind of mechanics and keywords and stuff, iterating, and thus they will always cross synergize. And where there still will be new things a class offers, yes, there's always going to be a bunch of stuff that they use that will then interact with all the other skills. So.
Yeah, and now you added plants and plants that grow from rain, and there's a plant keyword that has overgrown.
Do they not have the thing?
It's interesting actually, those ones, because they're on completely opposite sides of the tree. You've got dex versus strength int, and that's been a little bit hard to kind of like get the where the mechanic should go on one side versus the other. So where we ended up going is that the nature side of things for plants on the strength int is like you've got the poison on the dex side versus the kind of like just pure nature like physical damage spells on the strength inside, but that's been fun though, because now it's actually been really fun designing the supports, because the more classes we have, the more we can start to think, okay, like here's a support that's for something obscure. How can we make it so this can apply to some other kind of thing on the opposite side of the tree, where like now you've got some interesting interaction. So there could be some kind of like thing where growing plants as a ranger could be sort of something. I mean, like I can't say I've tested the potential there myself, but like we made all of that work. All the plants can, like plant stuff all has mechanics around like watering the rangers' plants is like a thing. They all have ways that works.
I mean, that definitely opens up interesting party options.
Right.
So
as well. Like,
volcano,
I do like
entangle,
a druid,
thunderstorm, and then the spell totem.
It's not even hard to do as well.
Right.
It's kind of just like, thanks druid, you buffed poison rangers. Yeah. That's kind of just what happened.
Yeah.
Good, yes. And the rain buffing lightning skills as well, like increasing shock chance and stuff. It's pretty wild how much stuff you've just jammed into one class here. How did you like kind of settle on a identity for the wyvern in particular? I feel like people know what a bear is, people know what the wolf is, and even a lot of the like druid stuff is pre-established as like, you got plants and you got like nature,
this shit's all over my head.
Lifting up the earth, that sort of stuff.
Well, we really wanted to have a third form that was a little bit out there in terms of different from what you'd seen in another game. I mean, obviously, like every game that's got transformations has the bear and the wolf, right? That's just like the staple. But and actually, for that, funnily enough, for that reason, we couldn't not do it. There was actually a period there where we weren't going to have a wolf because we were a little bit unhappy, with us. And it's just like, well, exactly, right? That was the reaction. That was the reaction of like all the furries come out of the woodwork and like, you gotta have a wolf.
How dare you?
Yeah, exactly, right? So we're like, okay, well,
ain't no way. Ain't no way we talk about furries. What the hell?
Don't anger them. So that was a real concern. So we
that's OP.
We needed the two familiar, and then we needed one that was a little bit more out there. And really, when we're looking at the bear and the wolf, it was kind of like we want the slower, harder hitting. We want the faster and like speedy kind of version, obviously being the wolf. We also wanted something that had some range elements, and then a sort of more spellcastery vibe a little bit more. And so we sort of thought about it a little bit like, what animal is ranged? Like it's not really there's like it's kind of not a lot out there that can really sort of do that. And so eventually we settled on the wyvern. I mean, you know, someone of course at one point was like, how about a dragon? And we're like, what the heck? What are you talking about? But then eventually I thought about it, and it's like, actually, you know what? There's some potential here.
If you suggested to me, I told you not to do it because like there's no way you could make it look good and not look stupid. But
you know, it eventually worked. It was hard though. We did get there.
It actually looks pretty cool.
This seems OP.
But it's kind of a spell blade almost. Like it's got a bit of range stuff, but it's got a bit of like spell kind of melee things going on.
I mean, as it should be for strength int.
Yeah, and you were asking what the passive buffs were. I was looking at it before.
Return projectile? What the fuck? They're just putting that in the game?
Regeneration actually, like as well, like energy recharge. I think
it's gonna be bad for single target, but the clear on this thing could be insane.
The reason I was actually being vague is I knew what they were. I just wanted to change them.
Okay, I mean that's fine. Do something.
Sorry
cool.
for my slight disingenuousness.
Do something cool.
I kind of feel like they shouldn't. I didn't want them to be offensive benefits.
Yeah, they're supposed to be defensive.
It forces you into certain build types. Whereas, like, if they're utility or defensive, that way they will work across all board. That's my general philosophy. So I was I feel like I want to have a go at trying to design the energy shield thing. I don't mind. I wanted to have a go at designing stuff that's more utility or defensive only, and that way you don't feel like, oh, I should have to play lightning or fire because it gets the passive benefits. That way, if you wanted to do a kind of weird out there thing, it doesn't feel so bad, but we'll see what I come up with.
Do you have an idea, or are you still figuring it out?
Nah, I got no clue. I don't know. You could play on the fact it's got, like, you know, wings to, something defensive for block, or something for, you know, hard carapace maybe, or, I don't know, the fact it has wings, something to do with the wings,
much dragon
right?
lore to pull from. I got like a book that my daughter really likes to read that's like full of dragon lore. I'll send you some.
They're just yapping.
Alright, sweet, yeah.
I'm legitimately bored. I'm gonna fucking play the game.
That sounds like it.
Eat piles of gold for buffs or something.
There's gold over there. Quick, shapeshift, pick it up, shapeshift back. No, I'm obviously joking, please. I'm not doing that.
Gold find, no, please don't. Mandatory dragon gold find build. I know it's kind of funny though. It's distinctly PoE. So the druid is this like strength int class, and with the Templar we had the idea more of like you've got that armor energy shield stuff, but that's still the case here, as that's the strength int base. But I feel like the energy shield stuff is not as iconic to druid. How have you incorporated that and made it feel like something that makes sense, or like in what ways have you incorporated that to the druid? I feel like it's not obvious.
Yeah, it is a little bit off in terms of the feel there, but at the end of the day, we kind of don't really have many options as far as what we can do. I mean, like that, it is important for it to be that it has that, you know, like armor and energy shield approach. There's a few sort of interesting, what do you call them, spirit reservation gems? I don't know what the official name of that is. That sort of interact with that stuff in a dual way. So there's like that bark skinned thing that effectively allows you to take advantage of energy shield to generate armor. Like, so when you lose energy shield, you get armor instead, and like it like creates little bits of bark on your skin. There's like things like that we've added. But yeah, it's a little bit of a thematically weird thing. I think probably the weirdest part about that is like, yeah, you're gonna have energy shield as a bear. It's a bit strange, like, you know, getting hit as a bear and then there's a little energy shield pop. But I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Kind of has to be that way.
Well, you don't have to.
Well, I suppose, sure, you can go full armor if you want, but
well,
yeah.
I feel like because there's like such a range of identities within that one class as well, that you've got the bear maybe that doesn't really align as much with that. There's definitely more armor stuff.
Yeah, so you could build more strength when you, depending on what animal form you're playing, of course.
Yeah, whereas like the wyvern potentially has more of a magical aspect.
I'm gonna do a fucking practice run.
I mean, and that's why the wyvern itself does.
Working on my campaign tutorial. Make a campaign tutorial, so I gotta do a proper run.
Like, depending on what animal
waiting for the patch notes anyway, so
I mean, really, it's the tree that
Fuck
inspires and motivates this, right? Like, a sorceress could be on the bottom side of the tree and still have the same skill set, and, you know, obviously the damage nodes are a bit weird, but it could work. There's nothing saying. I mean, that's part of the beauty of the game as well.
Yeah, I mean, I had that experience where I was like, because it wasn't as clear, I was almost inventing my own lore there a little bit, where I was speccing the regen from the druid, and then the Zealot's Oath right there. I'm like, oh, this actually, like, you're converting your natural kind of like life regen into energy shield. Like, oh, this is kind of the druid's thing. Like,
yeah, I mean, that is a way for sure. Like, Keystones certainly are pretty powerful, and we have a bunch of. There's an extra. I can't remember what it's doing. There's one that says "Do not translate" on it, so it's in front.
Do not translate. Hey yo.
But yeah, we were playing around with trying to have some armor, energy shield, more hybrid stuff going on with the keystones there. It was based on what's it called? Peewee ones. Is it Divine Shield? Is that the name of the keystone? I can't remember. Too many names. But you know, it's based on that, but not exactly the same. Like a derivative of that we're trying to get going. But yeah, it's just because I was like, we need more keystones that I feel more druidy, and I know there's a rage one there that is embracing the animal ferocity, where it like, what does it do? It's like doubles your maximum rage, but makes you don't get inherent bonuses from rage. So it's like, if you really want to do the skills that are rage consumers, like rampage, and you just want to rampage for as much time as possible, you obviously go for that keystone. You lose the benefits of rage, but you get to rampage around for twice as long. You know, so a few things like that we're trying
So
to
new
add that are
keystones
thematic as
hidden
well. And
specifically for
I think
druid.
that's another
That's,
one of the really
makes sense.
cool
Nothing special there though.
parts about adding a class is 1/6 of our tree was just filled with just placeholder garbage. Like actually, like there's a giant link thing there. There's no links in the game really. You know, it's like what are we doing with that? You know, it's like, and so I was like, well, that looked like a vine. Just make that a plant thing. And, and so
Oh, that's
now
really
it's
good.
a plant thing that talks about overgrown plants. And but we filled in that whole bit of the tree, and guess what? Now witches and sorceresses have more energy shield stuff on that kind of direction around towards the druid, and warrior has more, and you know, and I don't just mean energy shield, I mean everything, all the mechanics, right? All the int mechanics are kind of there, the strength mechanics, everything. So
It is nice we finally have a class.
It sounds like they fixed a lot of stuff. There was a lot of things about the game, and making the druid made them fix a lot of stuff that wasn't in the game.
Strange. I mean,
It's kind of what I'm
this is
getting
such a
out of
massive
this.
tree already, and you're adding more to it, and then like, I have to wonder, like, you added this oracle class. Like, I saw the shaman one, I was like, yes, this is exactly what I expected. Then I saw the oracle, and you guys had like 100, what is it, 130 extra
So far.
passives.
So
Fuck. Like, why do you do this to yourself? Like, that seems ridiculous.
it's fun.
Because it's cool.
Okay.
Because it's cool. There
That's
really
the
is
best
no other
reason
reason
you could ask for, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
What more could you want?
I really went through. I mean, I know we showed 2 examples, but I was like, really want to make sure there's like cool off-spec stuff here. I want to make sure that if you want to be able to get more of a certain thing, this is a way to do it. I mean, at the end of the day, it still costs passive points to allocate, right? So it's more about, you know, maybe you want some stuff that normally you'd have to go to the deck section for and get, you know, maybe some projectile related stuff, and now you can get it up there because it allows for some kind of weird off class, and it was all themed around, you know, if you got to live your life again, what would you change? Like, what different paths would you
Whoa.
take? And so it's this
Whoa,
interesting,
God.
like,
It's an
I don't know.
existential
What?
crisis. Is it?
What is this guy yapping about?
Initially,
What the
initially
fuck?
I always do write my little blurbs about them to you know, get them in the live stream, and I was like, it's got all the passives not yet added to the game. I thought was an interesting way of looking at it. Not that that's actually how it is, but I thought it was like a kind of, it's like lessons you learn, you get to now use in advance kind of. I thought it was just a cool thematic thing that linked to the class, and it's easy, by the way, to as designers to see that kind of thing and go, we have a million things to do. Like, is that really, like, that's too much time, too much work, right? And I'm just like,
Sad, isn't it?
if we say that about, and I mean, even the shamans, like runes revealing hidden powers, like, we're setting ourselves up for a large amount of cumulative time over a while, right? Any rune we add, anything,
could
like,
add-
we have to add and consider
oh,
the
no,
shaman
we'll do that
stats,
as well.
and that's another whole axis of things. We have to meta balance every league, and same with the oracle passives, and every time we change the tree, and like when we eventually add the Templar, we're going to have to relocate all those nodes because that tree's going to get a giant. Now we've got 2.5 classes in one section, but it's worth it.
All I'm hearing right now is that
You
they are stressed
so
out.
many
They
builds,
are
so many
stressed
cool
the fuck
things,
out.
And if you don't want to deal with it, just pick another
What the hell?
class. It's fine. You know, you don't have to. Or pick other nodes. On the
Oh,
same
it's not
class,
even
you
me
know, you don't
lagging,
have
it's
to pick
them
that
lagging.
node, so-
What the hell?
I think this like very clearly communicates that you're also okay with this idea of there being just like hidden cool stuff to discover that you're not going to know ahead of time, because you can't like look at the class options on the
I thought it was me.
character selection screen and know what the passives are going to be that are hidden behind the oracle ascendancy, right? So it's like, yeah, that's cool, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you just,
I love
like,
that.
I mean, look, there's always going to be community tools, and they're going to come up with a way to make that, you know, to the build guides and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, like,
I love the secret stuff.
Yeah.
I actually got my secret Abyssal Lich.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wild.
It was an actual final a secret, and maybe there's more. Well, you
want to do
never
more of
know.
that, don't you? I can tell. Look at you.
It's
Look at him. He wants to do more.
Of course, I love it. I actually,
Crazy.
I love people having cool secret things they can find, and it isn't just like 1000% pre-planned. out of the gate. Like, I understand the need to plan, I understand the need to have confidence in a build, and you don't want to go in and only realize you've made the wrong decisions and stuff like that, for sure, but I definitely want to find that balance where you have that while you also get your cool secrets that you get to add to the game that are fun.
Yeah. I think there's like a couple more chat questions on Druid, but we'll try and move on to the other stuff soon because I know people want to talk about the other thing. I could talk about Druid all day. I think the design's super interesting here. But some of the questions were that I think people are a bit confused about like the talismans and the forms and how that stuff works. So the talismans are effectively just like another weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
And things like attack speed, movement speed on gear and everything will affect you in your movement.
Absolutely.
And with
Right.
forms. It's
Absolutely.
not like, I think because a lot of other games do it where when you change form, like all of a sudden, oh, your weapon's not affecting you or this thing's not affecting
Right.
you.
Well, I mean, effectively, so we're doing the changing form by utilizing weapon swap. So you've got 2 weapon sets inherently, and the talisman effectively serves as your weapon. Yeah, like if you're playing a druid, you are going to have to learn how to use weapon specialization passives.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
I
if you wanna
mean,
have the,
you had to do the same thing like demon
spellcaster
form. It's not that
and-
big a deal.
and melee thing. Now, a lot of the passive tree nodes, like in the druid section of the tree, all have like attack and spell damage and that kind of stuff. So like certainly for most of the start of the class, you won't have to worry about it. But as you get deeper in, and if you want to do hybrid spell attack, you are going to have to think about like, okay, what are my attack passives, what are my spell passives, and do that.
I was actually surprised at how simple and straightforward it was to do. So like the weapon specialization tree thing, you still do need to think about and understand how that works. But the basic, like using the actual skills, just happens automatically. Like I didn't ever have to actually go in and
No,
tag a
you
skill
don't
as
have to
a
worry about that
certain
part. Just because of the fact that because this has always been the rule, but it's really apparent here. Like if it'll swap to the weapon set that can use the ability, so therefore you don't have to actually tweak it. You just put it in and it kind of works.
Yeah, like if I tried to use my spell, it would shift
Bruh.
it again automatically and use the
I wish I could say
star.
that's me
And so,
lagging,
like,
but it's
that was
not.
all automated
Their stream is
and
fucking
I didn't have to like program like that.
Right.
Like
tweaking
like I
out.
have on some other builds, I guess, where it's a
But
bit
yeah,
more
mostly that's just because
unclear.
you get into a situation with those where because it's usable on both. Now you have to start going in.
We'll move on now to the Fate of the Val expansion.
Pause and unpause it,
and,
but
there's definitely more of a like clear divide between the two.
their shit's all
things.
fucked up.
You even actually made 2 separate trailers.
New Zealand internet?
Well,
Fuck
it
the
would have
hell?
been super weird to have these like 2 completely clashing themes in the trailer. So yeah, in the end we were like, that's like normally of course we'd make one trailer with everything, but we're kind of like, man, it's really hard to unify these 2 things in a kind of reasonable way. So yeah, in the end we decided to go with 2 trailers and just like show the content completely separate.
They're not connected. Like they
No,
don't,
not
they
at
don't
all,
have
right?
to be, right?
Yeah,
Like,
They're not, aside from
Brother, their shit
both
is
of them
so
having a
fucked up right
buttocks in
now.
it, they're not connected.
Yeah,
that just happened.
Yeah, that was total accident, by the way. It was just like 2 totally unrelated.
Yes, sure.
Oh my god.
I was praising the equality of it.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah, I was great. There's buttocks for everyone here in this trailer. Excellent. Thank you. So this expansion is, and we saw this a little bit where you tried to work in the previous League mechanics into like story quest stuff, which I was super keen on. This expansion definitely feels much more deeply linked into the campaign and story, to the point where like Doriani's saying, go back in time and try and change these things that happened in the campaign. I was like, this feels like a major campaign story beat.
Yeah,
thing
so I
going
mean,
on now.
there's a few things going on there. So, like initially,
That's what I was thinking. I was like, why are they
this
putting
league,
Ziri
unlike,
in
I
a
think, what
side
we've
league?
done too much of in the past. The storyline develops quite a lot more, kind of like through the campaign with different events that happen and sort of link in a lot. And part of the reason originally for that is that one of the things we sort of don't like necessarily about what leagues do is like you've got this situation where you like walk out of town in like literally the first area, and it's like some eldritch entity is immediately recruiting your services. You know what I mean? Like it's actually very like unfortunate.
Put this rusty thing in your body.
Exactly right. So we kind of wanted to try and make sure that there's a little bit more like it doesn't feel like the world is on your shoulders like right from the get go. Like there's actually like a little bit a growth of epicness throughout the league. So like if we'd have had it so it's like you're time traveling into the past, like the moment you walk out the gate, it's like okay, it's just not quite right. So we decided what we'll do is we'll make so that there is the temple. We've got a kind of like almost a baby version of the mechanic where you've got a lesser number of rooms, like
Baby version, bro. I watched that whole trailer. That was not a baby version of the temple. What the fuck?
Storyline, then it like really opens up. You go into the past. You've got a little more story stuff going on. It did add quite a lot more work to kind of have to make 2 versions of a bunch of things and that kind of stuff. But I think it is worth it because it means that it feels like the league has a lot more going on, and it just doesn't kind of break you don't break immediately the feeling of the world, which has been a problem in the past.
I have very strong opinions on this one. It's like dark horror gothic secondary 3 dimensions deep of like I'm in the past and or in some sort of demon realm now. I don't know what's going on here.
And I mean, it's fine as you go, but this is actually one of the challenges I think we're going to have just designing leagues generally, is that they're going to require a bit more work to make them feel right. I mean, even just something as simple as like the Vaal sacrifice circles that you get throughout the world. Normally what we would have done is like make one thing and call it a day. Here what we've done is we've got like 10 or more. There's a ton of variations of those where for like each act we're like in like for each area we're thinking like, okay, which like we need more of these so that we can use them so they feel natural in the place where they are, like do a bit of material reskin, stuff like that. Like that's kind of the stuff that we now need to do to sort of make it feel like you're not breaking
like
the world stuff.
the PoE1 style, betrayal basement. You just I guess it is just a basement.
Betrayal basement.
It's like, okay, that just doesn't fly anymore at all. So like we want to make sure that these things are way more believable.
Right.
Like you are actually convinced. You're like, this makes sense. I'm not just in a basement in the mud flat in a swamp. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Vaal is a very distinct thing, and it's very like tied to Act 3 as well. So I was a bit worried about like the tone of Act 1 with the Vaal stuff, but then like it fits in reasonably well. Like you've definitely taken good care to make sure that it doesn't.
Well, I mean, it's a matter of making it feel like there's some ancient ruin that then later someone came along and like some Ezomites went in there and they built some stones around it because they're like, well, what is this thing? And like we just thought a little bit about like how would the culture here have reacted to the fact that there was this ancient ruin from long ago in this location and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
One more level.
You mentioned to me that this is the bar for what you want to be doing. This is the quality level for what you want to be doing.
So I'd say that like it does sort of I would say here like the level of polish and the stuff that we're doing, like the amount of content that a league needs to actually be good. Like obviously when we did 020, the league was a little bit like it was just the Asmerian spirits, and like I mean it was a league, but it wasn't really didn't have like the depth of content and stuff that you needed. And then with 030 I think we did a lot better. Like it came a lot better, but I still don't think we quite got there in terms of
like
the
PoE1 level kind of.
And then this one here, I think like you get up to the level of quality that we really want to be delivering in PoE2, like post release and everything, and like the kind of the amount of content you need for a league. Like it needs to be quite sizable and good, and it did take a lot of effort, but I think it's worth it because you sort of shows you what we can do when we. I
was gonna say that's like a high bar that you've effectively kind of like locked in committing to for expansions.
Well, hopefully I don't come to regret it, but it's not. And honestly, the scope did explode a little bit because when we. I think that one of the things. So when I initially designed the league, I was kind of like, okay, we're going to have like some limited number of rooms. We kind of spec'd it out, and like we, and each one will have a few levels, and it kind of didn't seem like it was that large. But really, in the context of PoE2, it's like, well, if you're going to spend effort to upgrade a room, it needs to feel meaningfully different and have meaningfully better rewards and all that stuff, and it pretty soon expands into like a really huge list of like different combat encounter mechanics and different like crafting mechanics and different rewards and everything. Like there are so many new rewards and things in just in the temple. It's crazy. There's a lot there. Like
there's a lot.
The number of expanded craft
TLDR, there's a lot.
We could take some inspiration from what PoE1 did with Incursion, in terms of double crops and stuff, but we had to make it work in a PoE2 context. There's just a lot there.
Yeah, I've followed your progress with designing this one from the very beginning.
Yeah, the funny thing is about that is that it actually came from a game that you recommended that I play.
What the hell?
So you recommended that
straight stealing? We straight yoinking, yo?
And then, I mean, everyone's going to think that the game we're inspired by is Blue Prince, but it actually wasn't. It was Loop Hero.
It was so good because I told you about that game and then it was like.
He's got the private DMs open. He's cheating.
I made this little program.
Yeah. So I prototyped up like a thing that for what would become the UI for Incursion. We actually ended up. It's funny because this is like the first league I've actually personally done code on in like quite a long time.
You really got into it.
Yeah. Because I mean, it was a real fun, just like evening thing to like go and just like work on this design. One of the great things about doing that is that I got to make so many design changes just in the course.
So Jonathan has just been fucking hard AFK, just stressing out.
Necessarily would have.
He's just like, bro, I'm going back to coding.
So yeah, that was really fun, and just make a and then effectively the back of it is like the code that I wrote, but obviously the UI of it is like a whole thing that a bunch of other people worked on and made look really awesome. But that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, what is it like about this one that grabbed you so much? Because you got so involved and so personally, like working on it at home.
Yeah,
in the
I
evening,
just
like,
really enjoy this kind of like little game within a game, like little metagame things, and just that dungeon design thing is just a really fun thing for me.
Tile placing is
yeah,
good, right?
it's always. It's
So if
really
this
fun.
sucks, we're gonna blame Jonathan. I
So
guess
when
that's
just,
what
like,
just
come up with
happened.
all the ways that they
Unfortunately,
interact and that kind of thing, and, you know,
like
try
the
to
reality
build
of
content and that kind of stuff.
people's opinions.
Good time.
If it sucks,
Yeah,
Jonathan's to
it's
blame.
like iterative design where you're building a temple, you run it like it's a really small one at the first, and then it crumbles a bit, but you're still kind of building on what you're doing each time.
Yeah.
It's like a weird kind of like roguelike-y thing without being a roguelike itself.
Yeah.
Exactly. So with that design then, I'm curious, like does it like fully reset at some point? Like for example, when you kill a Zeri?
It never fully resets, but when you kill at Zeri or defeat an architect, quite a lot of the temple gets destroyed. So there's this
Okay.
kind of destabilization thing. It goes back to not the start, but kind of I think it removes like 2/3 of the rooms. There's some number like that it gets rid of at that point, and then you kind of have to build up again. That's just. That effectively means that like when you do those options, you're getting like new reward rooms and things to play, so it's giving you new goals, and then you have to work towards those goals again. And then ideally those reward rooms can be rewarding enough that the benefit of going back to smaller is or I'd say the negative of going back to smaller is completely outweighed by the benefits you're getting from the extra rooms that you're able to place.
So you can juice it a fair bit too.
You can,
because
yeah.
There's a lot of like modifiers that are getting added on by each room, and you can place quite a lot of them.
Yeah,
on that
you can,
grid.
yeah.
Do you foresee people building out like a huge temple and then kind of not having it decay as much as possible?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not
I mean,
running out Zeri?
it's absolutely intended that you'll do that. I mean, once you've defeated at Zeri enough times, you've
I
got
guess I should kill this
uniques
guy.
from there, and you've done like other things like that. Then you absolutely will. Like probably want like for ultra end game play when you really want like the most challenging stuff and you're just like looking to get like as many double corrupts as you can and stuff like that. You're probably going to want to keep the temple large and specifically not do the stuff that would cause it to destabilize, because if you don't kill the architect and you don't kill at Zeri, then it will it'll only pull you back. I can't remember the exact number of rooms, but there's some number of rooms that go away when it's quite full, and then you can just juice it really high and have really challenging in-game scaling tier of stuff. Because one of the things we were sort of concerned about is that there is some in-game content that just doesn't really scale as hard as it needs to scale in order to make it properly in-game viable.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure that this was not the case here, that it actually does scale enough into the in-game.
Okay, so like designed to be pretty farmable and to be pretty late game relevant.
Of course, yeah.
I wonder if you're gonna be able to do the temple while leveling, and if it's gonna be worth it. I'm assuming so. Like,
But also just other things that you want to do. Like,
sounds like it's gonna take a long
so for example,
time.
at the start of the game,
I don't know if it's gonna be worth it or not.
You can't like store up temple runs, as it were. As you get into the game, then now we start to have it so that you can store up more runs, so that you can like map for a while, then like do a bunch of incursions.
I think we have it that eventually you can do 60 maps and then temples, and then 60 maps, then temples.
If you want. So
if you want, or you can do 6, then a temple, then 6, then a temple.
So you can effectively store
anywhere,
10
anywhere
runs,
in between.
10 runs
Nice.
if you want.
I feel like with these things, like now I keep seeing like, you guys have thought of it. The
Well, the thing is that we've got so much experience and stuff. I mean, like, so for example, the whole like taking the currency away from the temple instead of having to craft inside the temple thing.
Yes.
Like that's just a hard learned lesson from PoE 1 where you just need to.
You say we thought of it, and I have, because I'm just going to bring it up. But like, and a thing about, and this is something that I'm on the fence about a little bit. Personally, but yeah, the thing with the killing architect and at Zeri, destroying a bunch of the temple, creating that clash of either farm temple or farm boss, can be quite a divisive thing for people.
Right.
You're looking at Betrayal
talk
Katarina,
about
right?
that.
And the exact same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Where it's like, we've now on PoE 1, we separated those two things so they're not, because it always felt bad doing one or the other. Or it could feel bad doing one or the other, depending on how the balance went. And so you might get a similar thing here. Now, of course, the amount of the temple that can get destroyed is variable, and there's a bunch of stuff we can obviously tweak. But yeah, like getting that right and feeling right will be important. It's honestly hard to say if it is right now, but it's a thing. We say we've thought about it, but it can be very easy to see that and be like, hey, they're doing the same mistake they've made last time.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like the same mistake they made last time.
You're not wrong. Except depending on honestly having the lever this time in place of how much gets destroyed instead of entire board reset kind of thing. We get to control that a lot better and iterate on that if we need to. So
yeah, that's true. You've already
we've thought
established.
about it, but it can. I could see, because I was just thinking about it, going, I reckon people are going to get mad at this. And I was just looking at it, going like, the idea that it's like, hold on, I can't farm the bosses. I either have to pick bosses or pick temple. It can be quite bad.
Well,
so
yeah, that's clear then that you've kind of already got your hand hovering over the lever, waiting to like adjust it as needed.
Yeah, and it's honestly kind of hard to know with. I mean, even if again, it's The
Well,
kind of
the thing with this sort of stuff specifically is you're talking about that's the type of gameplay that is hard to test internally.
Yeah.
Because how can you do just like you can't really test like what is weeks of grinding gonna feel like, you know? It's yeah.
So I expect us to maybe we hit the sweet spot. Who knows? Hopefully, but I could imagine that this is a thing that gets adjusted for sure.
Yeah, so you've made the like the ability to sell like the corruptions, the double corruptions as an itemizable thing you can just take away and sell. Is there any reason to like itemize the temple like we did in PoE 1?
Nah, so that was really more of a band-aid solution in PoE 1 because we didn't have an easy way to change that. Like I'd prefer that the temple is your temple and that you don't sell them, but just that all the rewards are the things that you can trade. Like that, like trading the rewards was the reason why we I did our temple itemization in the first place. Yeah, just if this time I feel we're just making sure to design the stuff in a way that can, you know, be take back that you can take with you.
No need for the band-aid in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some really basic crafts that, like, you know, your classic exalted orbs and stuff like that. Mostly, honestly, in the campaign.
Yeah.
And this is so when you're doing the temple, you're getting not just the opportunity, like, because obviously some of that double corrupt stuff, you're not going to do that at like level 8, you know. I mean, Vaal orbs aren't even in the game at that point. So you have this thing where it's like, well, you don't get a lot of the crafting. Now there are still rewards, there is of course all of that, but there's also just basic crafts like exalts and regals and stuff you can just throw on your gear. Now you can't take those, and that is an intentional decision so that you feel like you're actually wanting to use it on your gear in the campaign and as you're progressing, and you're not, because if you can take it, most of the time you're just going to hoard it for in-game.
Right. So it's those things to make the early game have more crafting stuff that you want to just use right there.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, what stops you from just like keeping your results until end game?
Yeah.
You want to use those
so
patches then.
you'll see those and go, I want to take that home, but just use it.
Yeah.
You know?
It was a substantial buff to campaign crafting from my experience of messing with it so far. It's like you basically go in and there's like 6 crafting rooms, and you're like just go on a little crafting spree of like upgrading your gear. Like,
yeah, I mean the temple. We it's funny because there's always the question whenever we make a league of like, well, what if like. People always say, oh, there's no reason to do this during the campaign, and it's like, you really have to incentivize that to make it so that, no, there's actually worth doing. Like, you're going to get a substantial power boost if you decide to engage with the league.
Yeah, you could. It seems like you can kind of like hold off as well. Like, you can be like, oh, my gear's kind of okay now, I'm going to do that a little bit later.
Well, you always want it to be both feeling rewarding and give you, obviously, an advantage, and also not feel so mandatory that you're like, ugh, what the...
Yeah, it felt like kind of a bit optional in the sense that like, oh, I really need some gear upgrades now, let's go into the temple and spice up all my gear.
Perfect.
Nice.
That's what we want.
Yeah, cool. And it is interesting that you've got this like raiding the broken down version of the temple in the beginning, and then it basically changes into this whole other thing halfway through the campaign. That story beat there.
The other thing about the campaign thing is the same thing we learnt from Abyss, where we did the area-specific rewards throughout the campaign. We have also dropping here from the in-world encounters. So even if you're not doing the temples, doing the in-world encounters can give you that extra drop per area.
It seems like on the back end maybe you've kind of taken what Abyss was doing and almost shifted it over.
There's some modifications, but it's the same kind of thing.
Well, we've effectively got our, allocated amount of rewards and crafting and stuff for what a league is allowed to do and should do, and we're just trying to make sure that it fulfills that it fills that budget, so to speak. Of
like you're getting a lesser jewels orb in Keth or something like that, like kind of similar to before, which is good. But yeah, I was definitely, that was a huge thing with Abyss. I thought that was like a really good improvement to campaign, so it's good to see continuing with that. Then it felt pretty successful as a design decision. Nice. I'm really glad double corruption is back. I feel like that's a great thing from PoE 1 to be returned.
One thing we've changed here is that because double corrupt existed in PoE 1, you never Vaal orb gear. Well, I don't say never. Obviously, there are still cases, but generally speaking, why single corrupt it when you could double corrupt it? So we've made sure here that the double corrupt has to occur on top of a corrupted item.
That's cool.
Right.
So you have to Vaal orbs land it, and then you have to land the double corrupt on top of that.
Oh man, it almost feels like you're in some cases risking something even more, because like you've got that really high end unique with like a really good corruption already, and now you're risking that. You're not just risking a blank item on a double corruption. So like it's a heftier risk now in some cases.
I like it.
That's the Vaal spirit right there.
Like, oh man, this thing's already worth many divines at this point. I was like, oh no.
Some good streamer moments. So.
so you actually have to though. Like it has to be crafted.
Yep. So you craft it first, and then you can apply the double craft.
Okay, cool. It keeps the usefulness of the Varlords there as well. To kind of
I didn't want
there.
Varlords to just. I mean,
yeah,
you'd still use them on
issue,
lightweight stones or whatever, but. You know, I didn't want them to just be like never used on gear anymore because you'd rather just double corrupt it, and so it was a suggestion a developer made a while back, and I was like, that's immediately a win, and I almost want to change that in PoE 1 as well, but then I just forgot about it, to be honest. So,
what the
I'm not sure if I do want to do that just before everyone maybe goes like, what the hell? No. But
consider it.
I like the idea, and I think it is an overall improvement.
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea. And then you've got this whole other system now, which you had a little bit of it in PoE 1 recently, where you can corrupt uniques and it replaces a random modifier on them.
Yes.
So this is limited to specifically Atziri. No, what
Not Atziri, Val uniques. Yeah. So
initially,
I really wanted to make it so you could just replace arbitrary mods on any unique. But
Crazy.
the problem is, it was just a can of worms that like was just not even possible to contain. Basically, what we were like, okay, is there still a way to do this that's like not going to be quite so crazy? And
all right, they're just yapping. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. It sounds like a lot of stress, a lot of planning, a lot of worry. I just they're putting all their eggs in the man. It's December. People are going to be bored. People are going to be home. I mean, the problem is it feels like they sacrificed Keepers of the Flame. It feels like PoE 1 was very much lackluster. Like, they were in it. They tried to do one quick patch to try to fix it. It didn't really work. And they were like, okay, well, sorry, guys. We can't spend more. Which never feels good.
Give it a rest.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be fun, but I'm just at the end of the day, once people hit endgame, it's like, man, if the druid isn't hard carrying, because I know the patches are gonna. Well, I'm waiting on the patch notes, but the patch notes are gonna be like, yo, this got buffed, this got nerfed, and a lot of people's builds that they enjoy are gonna get nerfed, and that never feels good. So the druid has to hard carry.
My dearest daughter,
and then the temple. So it's like if you play the druid and you're like, yeah, the druid's pretty fun, but it's not really for me or whatever, for whatever reason. And you go play your normal class, your warrior or whatever, you get to the end game and you're kind of just sitting there like, well, don't really like the temple either. Then I don't think a lot of people are going to enjoy the league. I mean, I think I'm going to have fun. I'm not really worried about me. I'm more just, man, I don't know. I think I'm going to enjoy this league, and I get the feeling the majority of people are going to be like, man, there's no new stuff, man. But oh well. I just wish that PoE 1's league was a little bit better than like they pretty much sacrificed PoE 1 league for this, and they didn't even get this finished in time. It's like, what the fuck?
Death, take you.
I think I'm going to try to do a minion run. I already know Essence Drain's good. And even if they nerf Essence Drain, it'd still probably end up being good. But I wonder at what point skeletons just become good enough by themselves. Oh, +1 minion amulet? What the fuck? That's illegal. I gotta find the little shit. I gotta do all the side zones to turn this into a campaign tutorial. So I gotta find all the little hidden mobs, all the hidden bosses, and write down kind of, well, not write down, but just tab what they drop, where they are. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it?
Suffer and die.
Is it at the beginning? Oh wow, it's actually just right here. Hold on.
None can oppose me.
Bone one. That means damage.
Show me your power, dear sister. Wilt and rot. My love, I call to you.
What? That kills me? What the fuck can even get hit by anything? Oh my god. That's cringe. Oh my god, dude, the patches are an hour and a half away. Oh my god, like, why did they do that? It's so cringe. Alright. Shut up, Johnny. Did you fix your headset? Yeah, it's done? Alright. I don't want to sit here just waiting for the patch notes. I want to watch a show on the side. I'll work on the video. The campaign run, I guess. And get on Discord.